Hello!
Hello, and welcome to I Will Say This Though.
And today we have a special guest, and we are going to let her introduce herself.
Hello! How's it going? My name is Tweetsy Heart or Lexi. I run my own YouTube channel and I play indie horror games on it. So if you're ever on YouTube, other than here, check it out.
Why would our viewers ever be on YouTube?
Yeah,
we do not make a compelling argument for YouTube.
Why would our viewers ever watch something other than our channel specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome, Lexi. So because of our special guest today, we have a special video game themed video today, which is an alignment chart for Super Smash Bros. Characters based on how tasty they are and how acceptable they are to eat. So now, to be clear, the original idea of this was ranking them based on how edible they are. But the problem with this was that, first of all, edibility is kind of a binary. You're either edible or you're not. And also, there were other people who already did this. So we decided to expand it to a whole new dimension.
We're also going to look at the social acceptability of eating the character.
Exactly. So here we have taboo to eat, which is more like, if it's socially unacceptable to eat. And as you can see, we added a joke here for those of you who are in the know.
Very deep cut reference.
Yes, a very deep cut. And also how tasty and not tasty they are. So top left is going to be the forbidden rectangle, where people that we want to eat, but that we should not eat. So, another thing before we get started is, so normally with these episodes, we choose one person to be the to have final say in all of our rankings and stuff, so that way we're not arguing for like hours. In this case, it's going to be our special guest, Lexi. So she will have final say into where all these characters place, which is great, because I do not want to be the final judge in like...
Most of these will be cases of cannibalism.
Yeah, most of these will be cases of cannibalism. So blame Lexi if any of these makes you uncomfortable.
I'll take on that duty.
Yes, Lexi will take on that duty. So let us begin with Mario.
Good old Mario.
Good old Mario, an Italian plumber.
I feel like Mario, he is a fairly well-fed, kind of portly man. I feel like as far as eating people go, he would be reasonably tasty.
Yeah.
Probably, I think he's tastier than Luigi.
But have you considered that Mario is a plumber? He's in overalls, he runs around in overalls all the time, he runs through sewers.
Well, I think we're assuming that the meat has been very thoroughly, like, hygienically treated.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
like, pigs lie in piles of mud all day, and yet
that's
pork
true.
is delicious.
This is a good point. What state are we eating these characters in? Are we like cooking them first? Like, what is this? Are we plucking them?
I feel like you have to like treat the food first, like, how you usually do with chicken, like how, governments are usually like regulating all of this stuff. Yeah, so I feel like that same logic applies here with all of these things. Yeah.
So we're treating them okay. But I feel like if we do that though for this list, then a lot of them will taste the same. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. You know,
we're not gonna just like chomp right into them Donner Party style. We're gonna do this Hannibal Lecter style.
Okay.
We're gonna have some class. We're gonna cook.
Right.
We're gonna make some nice cannibal cuisine.
Right.
Yes.
So we're not processing them to the point where they don't taste like themselves anymore. We're not processing them.
No.
So we're like, it's like we're on a deserted island or whatever, and we're just cooking them over a fire, maybe sprinkling them some salt, whatever we can find, very basic stuff.
Simple cooking?
Yes,
is that what
I think
thinking?
simple cooking, so that way the taste is still there.
So it could still make you sick.
Yes, I mean, maybe, yeah, it can still make you sick. And by the way, I just wanted to say, before you get upset about us, like, talking about like eating children or whatever.
Oh, we'll get to eating children.
These shows, in these games, Kirby and other characters eat these characters already.
True. Kirby eats anything.
In fact, in this game, hypothetically, we are all Kirby.
Yes, we are all Kirby.
That's the viewpoint here.
And you know what's...
Also, they hit each other in the face with swords.
Yes.
And that's
so
okay.
It's perfectly acceptable to be talking about eating these characters, even the children. And also, who's a character that eats characters in these games?
Yoshi?
Dedede, who is voiced by Masahiro Sakurai. So if Masahiro Sakurai is allowed to have his avatar in the games eat children, we are also allowed to talk about in detail what it's like to eat these children.
I didn't know he voiced that character.
Yes. Anyways, okay, so you're stuck on a deserted island. You have Mario.
It's that classic like Looney Tunes thing. You look at the character and they turn into a giant drumstick before your eyes.
Yes. Where would you put Mario, Lexi?
Okay, so wait, have you gotten a chance to say how tasty Mario was?
So first of all, like I said, I think the problem with Mario is he's a plumber and he's sweaty and he's covered in sewage all the time. Okay. So, but if you are able to wash and eat him, I think a lot of that problem's not there, but it does affect how appetizing you would find him.
True. Let's not forget that Mario has like all red clothing, so therefore he's red flavored.
Ooh, that's true.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, like red M&Ms. You can't eat the red M&Ms because red dye will kill you.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh no! I have eaten red M&Ms in my life. I'll die one day.
I've eaten so many red M&Ms.
When you eat Smarties, you have to eat the red ones last, and that's a joke a reference only Canadians will get.
Right.
Is that really only Canadian? Oh wait, yeah, because we only have Smarties.
In the States, Smarties refers to what we call rockets.
There are no...
What we call Smarties do not exist outside of... At least they're not in the States. They might be in, like, the UK? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
So, taking all that into aside, also, you know, not to be mean, I feel like Mario, even though he runs around a lot, he is usually depicted as being
somewhat
pretty
plump
fat,
fella.
So a lot of fatty tissue.
He's like athletically chubby, the way like some like Samoa Joe.
Yeah. So yeah, all that into consideration, where would you... I'm just going to assume that it's going to be here somewhere.
Yeah. It's
but
definitely...
where would you put him, Lexi?
I'd put him a little tastier, personally.
He would be very tasty. I do like red flavor things.
Okay.
Personally.
And Mario eats well. He eats a lot of mushrooms, a lot of spaghetti.
Yeah, I feel like Mario would be definitely very tasty.
Very tasty.
Yeah, but more so like, just below that that threshold there, and definitely taboo to eat.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm gonna...
Not as taboo as the children, though.
Yeah, we're going to save some space for the children.
He's an adult, it's fine.
Yes, he's an adult. It's slightly less taboo to eat Mario. Next, Donkey Kong. Okay, this
more
is
socially acceptable, but still not very socially acceptable to eat a gorilla. They are human-like, and they are endangered.
Yeah, but this is interesting, though. Would we put Donkey Kong on this side of the acceptable to taboo line, or on this side?
Well,
because I think he's still unacceptable to eat a gorilla.
He's not anthropomorphic. I mean, he is slightly anthropomorphic. He doesn't. I don't think he talks. I could be wrong.
I would feel better eating Pikachu than eating Donkey Kong.
Right.
True.
So because, I guess. Oh yeah, he does talk. He's voiced by fucking Seth Rogen or something. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I guess he would.
Sentient.
He would definitely be over here. Definitely not as on the level of Mario.
Yeah, no.
Lexi, where would you put in terms of tastiness, do you think, compared to...
Here's the thing, right? Donkey Kong...
is vegetarian.
True. Wait, but I think if you... Somebody's, like, said to me one time that, like, animals that, like, eat, like, leaves and, like, grains are actually tastier than those that eat meat.
I think it might have been me who said that, because I was about to bring that up.
Mario eats leaves.
Mario eats, like...
And turns into a cat.
Yeah, but I'm sure he eats, like, meatballs in his spaghetti, and he has, like...
So Lexi, am I understanding you would like to put him like here?
I don't know, but hear me out.
Like.
See, Donkey Kong is very, very like, muscular and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
true.
So it'd be like a little bit tough to eat and a little bit gamey, maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
I know that gorilla meat is not widely prized. I imagine it's not that great. But compared to human, I don't know.
Also, they are endangered.
They are endangered, making it
true.
Quite... In fact, I would rather eat a person than an endangered species.
I mean,
but
honestly.
That's me. Social acceptability does not agree with me on everything.
Yeah. It's definitely lower, less tasty. Definitely less tasty than Mario, so like...
All right. In there?
Yeah, that's a good...
All right.
But still in the tasty quadrant.
Yes.
Okay.
Still within the tasty quadrant. Very important.
All right.
Cool. Okay, so next, Link. So Link, definitely more lean, I'd say, than Mario.
Yeah.
He also eats I mean, we all see those like people who are like, "Oh, this is what Link from Breath of the Wild eats," and it's all like tasty.
There's a lot of recipes in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So I don't know how that would affect the actual meat.
I would imagine that. I mean,
of Link.
Link is an omnivore. Like
Link is an
like
omnivore.
most people. Link eats meat. Link eats plant. Link eats fruit. Link eats fish. Link, I imagine he'd have a diet pretty similar to Mario. He's just leaner.
Also, wait, is Link technically younger than Mario? Like, I feel like Mario is like a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Link is a teenager.
Mario is a grown man. He's like at least 30. He's got a job. He's got to worry about shit. Link
has a job. Link has a job.
Link doesn't run through sewers. He's not like...
True.
Yeah, Mario's blue collar. Link...
Actually,
I actually don't know.
I would argue that he does.
He does?
In
Okay.
certain games,
some
he
game.
absolutely does.
All of Tears of the Kingdom is a sewer, in fact.
Oh, interesting.
True, all of
Because it's a bad game.
Well, this is specifically Breath of...
This is specifically Breath of the Wild Link. Well, Link is utterly without facial hair. His face is completely smooth. He's a pretty little boy in the way that Mario is a grown man.
Right. So I'm guessing we would put
it'd
him
be like veal.
more,
it would
more
be
taboo.
like
He's not an actual child, though.
He's not. But so, like, what's your opinion on veal, Lexi? Would it be, like, more or less than...
Well, we're not actually
veal
torturing
could
him
be-
first.
Yeah.
We're not locking him up so he can't move his muscles.
food
Oh, his
industry
life
is
is
not
torture
good.
enough. So it definitely.
Yeah, he had to be in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. Oh,
And
my
the
goodness.
Wand of Gamelon. No, sorry, Faces of Evil.
Yeah.
He is in Wand of Gamelon, but barely.
Oh, but he's not red flavored.
Okay, so less tasty,
Less
tasty
tasty
than
than
Mario.
Mario. Yeah.
How, like here?
He is if
Oh,
he
wait,
wears
no.
the Goron tunic.
True. If he wears the Goron tunic, well, you could argue that he's green flavored, and if you like apple flavoring, then
Lime.
like lime, yeah, that could be a factor. Or if you're going with Breath of the Wild, he wears the blue tunic, in which case he's blue flavored, which puts him higher above Mario.
Oh, yeah, blue flavor is always really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it depends on what version
Yeah.
of Link we want to go with.
But he is wearing the blue tunic in this image,
Yeah.
so that's what we'll go with.
And you know,
Okay.
we'll go into like the green links with like young Link and Toon Link later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Samus.
Also clearly in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna. Well, actually,
Is eating a woman more taboo than eating a man?
that's a good question.
like it shouldn't be.
That's
but
a
I feel
good
like it
question.
might be. And I don't mean eating in like a sexual haha.
Also, we're gonna say, yes. Okay, we're gonna say Samus. This version of Samus is different from Zero Suit Samus in that this version of Samus is stuck inside a metal container for like hours and hours.
So
True.
easy to cook.
Like it'd be like steaming from the
yeah,
inside.
I guess.
And it's kind of satisfying. Like you ever eat like lobster or crab? It's really satisfying to like crack it open and get at what's in there.
Yeah, you're cooking Samus in her suit over a fire, and then you break it open for the meat
Yes.
inside.
You would have to be very, very careful, though. I
You
feel
would.
like the metal suit could very easily like burn the meat on the inside. So she's definitely a delicacy of some
Yeah.
sorts.
And it can't be the Varia suit because that thing is heat proof, and then you won't cook anything.
That's a good point. You opened it up. I was like, why didn't this cook anything? Anyways, so still taboo, of course. Lexi, do you find eating a female more or less taboo,
I feel
or the
like
same?
it would.
What is
it
more
depends-
feminist?
I feel like it depends on like who you ask because, and here's the thing, women tend to have more like fat on our bodies, so it might be actually tastier to eat.
Yeah,
Right. So you're a
I
pro.
agree.
So when you get your steak or whatever, you like the more fatty slices. is what-
Yes.
We
yes.
eat cows. We don't eat bulls because they are gristly and nasty.
Whoa. This
We do not
is- Wait, we don't eat bulls?
No, not really. We cut their dicks off and you turn them into dog treats, but
No way.
most animals we eat are female.
I didn't know that. I genuinely. This makes more sense than Samus.
Okay.
Tasty.
Samus more tasty.
Yeah, all right.
And similar. I'm guessing similar in tabooness to
Pretty taboo.
the other. Also, the problem
Yeah.
with this with tier makers like alignment chart format is that you can't control where people are, who's on top.
Stacked,
it's always
yeah.
in the order that they're in. So yeah,
Yeah.
their link is still there, being covered by Samus. Yoshi. So Yoshi.
Comparatively acceptable to eat.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yoshi, I don't think he talks, so I think he's definitely more
Yoshi.
acceptable to eat, other than saying his name.
No, Yoshi can talk.
Yoshi can talk.
There was that whole thing in the cartoon when he started calling Luigi Mama Luigi, because Luigi was there when he hatched.
But is it okay?
He mostly says his own name, but he can talk.
I think in most, right? Yeah. By the way, Gabby is off to the side providing unspoken commentary. She brings up the good point that Yoshi would provide eggs that you can have with Yoshi flesh on the same dish.
Also, that is a further reason against killing Yoshi. Just live on the eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, or you could like breed Yoshis like we do with chickens.
You could. The question of Yoshi gender has intrigued me for a long time, because Yoshi is referred to with he/him pronouns, but he lays eggs. Likewise, Yoshi is usually in the multiplayer games paired with Birdo, who is canonically a trans woman dinosaur.
Yeah.
Right, but does Yoshi reproduce asexually? So if you had one Yoshi, you could make more Yoshis.
That is a very good question. Yoshi can lay eggs that are not... The eggs Yoshi throws are clearly unfertilized eggs. So that is not reproduction. That's not reproductive at all. Yoshis, however, do hatch from eggs that somebody's got to be laying.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we ask the comments if you know down
yeah.
down in the comments.
Deep Yoshi lore.
Right.
Do Yoshis reproduce asexually? Like, what's going on here?
I mean, that doesn't really affect our purposes. So
Yeah, true.
I guess I'm guessing he's gonna be like here somewhere. Because even though
I think Yoshi would probably taste pretty good too.
Yeah.
So far, all of these are tasty. We haven't a single one who's not tasty.
Alligators.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to a literal crocodile.
We are. I've eaten alligator. It's good.
It's good.
Doesn't
Okay.
it taste
Have
like...
you had alligator?
No, I haven't. But I hear that it tastes like chicken.
It's
Right.
like it's like it has the taste of chicken, but the texture more like venison. It's a lot gamier than chicken.
Right.
But reptiles are related to birds, and
that makes sense.
I think I've eaten rattlesnake. I can't remember for sure.
So Danny,
I think
since
Yoshi would taste pretty good.
Since you've tasted reptile, we should ask you: do you think reptiles would taste worse or better than a human woman?
I mean, it'd be a lot more socially acceptable to eat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have never committed cannibalism.
Okay, so we'll ask Lexi. Lexi, do you
Trying to word this in a way that doesn't
where do you
make
think
people...
Yoshi would fit relative to Samus?
Well, definitely more acceptable to you. So probably like way more acceptable to
Way
you.
more-
So,
yeah,
like,
okay.
But he's still
all
a
the way
sentient
over
being,
there.
so I would put
Yeah,
him. I would put
like-
him on the left side of the line.
Okay,
I don't think. I think because Pikachu's and stuff, they also say their name. I don't.
No, but Pikachu can't form sentences. Yoshi can.
Yeah,
Yoshi
but if
says
Pikachu-
words.
I feel
Yoshis
like,
tell each other stories.
well, I mean, at this point, every single one of these characters
That's
could
true.
be considered sentient. So I
don't
think
think
we
Pokemon
should.
are sentient.
I mean,
They say their own name.
They do
know
like
their-
have
Meowth is
communication.
sentient.
I-
Mewtwo
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
I think we should
All
put
right,
Yoshi
fine.
in this one. I think Lexi, would you agree that we should, even though Yoshi might be considered somewhat sentient, I feel like just because he's not that human.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
I
yeah.
For now,
definitely
we
agree.
might move him later, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more or less tasty than Samus.
Yes. Oh.
More tasty?
Definitely more tasty.
Okay.
Yeah.
More
yeah.
tasty.
Look at that big
feel like-
rounded face.
Yeah.
He looks delicious.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. I know it does look like there's a lot of meat on this Yoshi.
Yeah.
Although I don't like eating heads of animals, so I don't think I would.
I read a short story once where a guy he went to like this exclusive, highly illegal restaurant and ate a woman's breast that they like carved up for him on the spot. And then at the end, they killed him and somebody ate his dick.
What?
Why would you eat the dick? That's just.
And that
like the
short story was
chewiest-
written by Ed Wood.
That short story was written by Ed Gein. Anyways, Kirby. What the hell is Kirby?
He's an alien.
Probably.
See,
He's
this
from
is
a
hard.
planet called Popstar.
This is
that
hard
shaped like a
because
classic five-pointed star.
There's no real world version of a Kirby, so we have no idea what he
I
tastes
think
like.
Kirby would taste incredible. He looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a gumball.
Literally,
And
like
he can
probably
take
cotton
on
candy.
other flavors of whatever you like.
Right, so
Yeah.
Lexi, you think Kirby would taste like cotton candy?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I think he's tastier than Yoshi.
Yeah.
I think Kirby is top tier tastiness.
I think it also depends on what Yoshi ate that day. Or sorry, not Yoshi. What Kirby ate that day.
Yes. Kirby is the tofu of this episode, but like sweeter than tofu.
Yeah.
It would depend what he ate. Like tofu, he would absorb flavors very effectively.
Yeah.
That's true. You could just like if you were farming Kirby's, you could just feed them like how you feed ducks to make pate, and then you just like force feed them whatever you want them to taste like.
Yeah.
And then they turn into that, and then you just get the slice.
ducks
and then
or
you slaughter.
geese?
Ducks
I
or geese.
guess you could do with either.
Yeah. Not pate.
Foie gras, actually.
Wait, so what's pate?
Pate is like when you just mash up the. Usually it's the liver. You kind of mash it up.
Yeah, but don't you? You still have to force feed geese.
I don't think you have to make pate.
Okay,
You do
I
have to
guess
make
I'm
foie
wrong.
gras.
Okay, foie
which
gras.
I think might be considered a type of pate. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so you could like farm. Imagine like. Please imagine this. Please, if you're listening, imagine what I'm describing.
Close your eyes, everybody.
Yeah, close your eyes.
Row factory farm
Row
Kirby's.
factory farm Kirby's in cages. They're getting force-fed beef to create beef, and then they're getting slaughtered, and they're slicing the Kirby into different like,
it's like
circular
rats in the walls.
slices. Anyways, yeah. So wow, my mouth is watering. I'm sure Lexi's mouth is watering too. Lexi, would you agree that we would put Kirby very tasty?
Very super tasty.
I think we got to bump everyone else down.
Yeah, we got to bump everyone else
everyone
down.
gets
I think
bumped
Kirby
down.
is more acceptable to eat than Yoshi.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are we sure though? Because I feel like Kirby's more sentient than Yoshi is.
Really? Does Kirby say anything?
Kirby goes to sleep in a bed. You know what I mean? He holds swords. You know what I mean?
True.
I feel like Kirby.
Trying to think of counterexamples about Yoshi. Yoshi can like speak in a way that Kirby can't.
Yeah.
Yoshi can drive,
but people ride Kirby's. Like, people ride Yoshis.
Yeah,
he's
but-
more like a horse than a person.
Well, that's just because he's the right shape for it.
No, but even in the games, Mario just disposes of Yoshis when he sees fit.
and
Like,
that's horrible.
This is true.
yeah, but they're treated as if they're like livestock. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like they're not treated
But
as
Yoshi
if
can
they're
drive.
That's
He
aside from
drives
the
a
point.
car.
Anybody can drive, right?
Yeah, anybody
Kirby
can
can't.
drive.
No, yeah, he can.
Kirby definitely
Kirby
can.
totally
He can drive
can.
that like error car thing.
I would
Yeah.
put,
All right.
and Lexi
All right.
can override me, but I would put Kirby slightly over here, but definitely more tasty, like here.
Ooh, I would put like Kirby like definitely like on the other side of that line.
Like here?
Yeah,
I think-
but
okay.
it's still like people are like questioning it to this day for
Yeah, there are
years, like
protesters.
decades. Yeah, there's protesters
eating
in the
Kirby's.
streets.
There are people protesting the Kirby factory farms in which they force feed Kirby's.
It's the
Yes.
opening of Babe.
It's the opening of Babe. Okay, glad we explained that. Okay, Fox, this is an interesting one.
You can't eat foxes; it's gross.
really.
Wait, what?
You don't carnivores. You can't eat carnivores.
Good
They taste
point.
horrible.
Well, are foxes carnivores though?
Of course they are,
These people eat dogs.
and it's not good. People don't. People eat dogs in places where they
Okay,
don't have enough other
Have you
meat.
tried dog before?
I have not.
I'm Chinese. I'm not gonna say anything
All right.
about this. I do have family and friends who've had dog before.
Do they love it?
I don't think so.
Could they live without it?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's. I think
Also-
it was just something people ate during the famine. It's
I
not really a
imagine that the
delicacy.
dogs people eat in countries where they eat dog, where they make a regular thing of it, the dogs are not fed on just like meat. Because if they are,
That's a good point.
It's probably bad.
But I don't think Fox from the Star Fox series only eats meat.
I think he does.
Really? You think he's eating a slice of Falco when he gets the chance?
He will eat Peppy first chance he gets.
Okay. Well, Lexi, do you agree, or have you had carnivores and foxes, and you think they should be tastier than not?
I've never had carnivore before. That sounds
Okay.
like a really strange sentence
Seal
to
is
say.
okay. Eating seals and stuff, they're all right. Very fatty.
So remember, you have to
Yeah.
take into account Star Fox has metal legs.
Oh yeah, he does. I forgot about
So
that.
there's a lot of him that
He's
you
a
can't
cyborg.
eat. It's like, you have to
Yeah,
toss it
I
out.
don't think he-
doesn't have a lot of meat.
Wow. So he probably tastes like aluminum.
Yeah.
At least partly.
Yeah, he has
not
metal
good.
in his blood.
Not good.
So, and also I think would be taboo to eat too,
Yeah,
because
he's
he
very
talks.
sentient. Very
Yeah.
sentient.
He wears clothes and says,
But
source of iron.
I
that's
think
true.
he's
Oh.
more acceptable to
True.
eat than Donkey Kong. Because
But-
they're both sentient, but Fox
Fox wears more
isn't
clothes.
endangered.
Are you sure? Foxes are endangered.
No, they're
aren't
not.
Fox? No.
See them
Are they?
around.
they? Okay.
Eating gorillas is
In that case, I think I'll. Well, do you agree, Lexi?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
should probably ask that.
If foxes are endangered, I don't think they are, but if they are,
not.
nobody knows about it. Therefore, the gorilla.
That's-
all right, good
It's
point.
less good to eat the gorilla
Okay.
because everyone knows that they're endangered.
Right. Yeah. Also, yeah. I guess This is weird because gorillas are more human-like than foxes, but Fox is more human-like than
He
Donkey
wears
Kong.
entire clothes.
And he talks all
And
the
can
time.
shoot a gun and fly a plane.
In every
Yeah.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lexi, are you happy with this placement? Or do you want to
I
change
mean,
it?
he would definitely not be very tasty at all. He might be
No.
nutritious because of the iron levels.
Right. But also, as we've established, Lexi prefers fatty meats.
Yeah.
Fox would not be very fatty.
No,
very
not-
lean.
I feel
They
like it'd
eat
be,
like
way at
frogs
the
and
bottom.
things.
Yeah, and even specifically Fox. And by the way, I just want to
Fox
point
would
out
eat at least 2 out of 3 of his wingmates.
Pikachu. I feel like we've established Pikachu would definitely be more acceptable to eat.
Oh yeah.
Do we think an electric mouse would be tasty?
Yes.
I think it'd be so tasty. Again, I'm bringing up the color, like flavored, like yellow flavored, like lemon. I feel like that'd be so good.
He would cook himself because he's electric.
But would you be shocked? Like eating an electric
That'd be part of it. That's part of the appeal.
Right, it's like when people eat like living octopuses. Eating living octopuses and then like feel the challenge of swallowing it while it's fighting for life.
I couldn't
which
do that.
is bad, by the way.
That's
you
taboo.
should not do that. But yeah, I could see
That's
that being
cruel.
But Lexi, do you agree that that Pikachu would be both tasty and acceptable to eat?
Yeah, I feel like Pikachu probably like. Okay, maybe not the most tasty.
Not the most tasty?
Because like
He is
he's
just
still
a
like
mouse.
a rat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like he's big enough. There's enough meat on him. Like the Romans ate roast dormouse. I don't know if it was very good. I feel like the major problem is there's just not much meat on there.
True.
But
You know
Pikachu's
what?
like the size of a small child.
Bringing up a different franchise here. Shrek said that eating mice and rats
A
is
weed rat,
so
rotisserie style.
Right. Good point.
is so tasty.
But
Yeah,
but here's
I
the thing.
believe it
The point,
is.
the whole point of Shrek is that he eats disgusting things.
That's true.
So the fact that he likes eating
But Fiona
something-
liked it too, and was
Oh, that's a
surprised
good
to learn
point.
what it was.
That's a good
I just
point.
watched Shrek again
That's
the
a
other
good
night.
point.
She was yeah.
So Lexi, do you agree with Shrek? That
I
rats
always
are
agree
tasty?
with Shrek.
Okay.
I mean, mice eat grain.
Well, does Pikachu eat grain? What does he eat? What do these animals eat?
Oh no, they eat
Pikachu
berries.
eats
They eat
apples
Oh,
and
berries.
berries.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, mice will eat basically
Right,
anything.
and they eat jelly donuts, as Gabby points out.
in
Okay.
nice big air quotes.
Jelly donuts.
Lexi, do you want to put him like here? Is that okay?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
probably good.
Yeah.
Like,
There is one character that I think goes in here, but we'll
Yeah.
get to
I'll
it. We'll
look
get
forward
to
to
it.
that. Luigi is exactly as taboo as Mario, and I will argue slightly less tasty.
but he is green flavored.
Green flavor's not bad, but red flavor is better.
Red flavor is so much better. Also, yellow flavor goes above green flavor.
And Luigi's a
Lemon
little
is really
skinnier,
nice.
and because he is a coward, his meat will be poisoned with adrenaline.
That's a good
He will
point.
always he lives in fear, and you can taste the fear on the animal.
I
in a
love
lot
the
of cases.
logic in this. That's why it's good to make animals calm before we slaughter
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real thing.
So
That's definitely like we've already gotten a very good spot. for
okay, good.
Luigi.
We're gonna
Do
put
we-
Luigi there.
Would we like to elaborate on how Luigi?
No,
would
I feel like Luigi. We already talked about Mario. They're similar enough. We
Yeah.
don't need to go
Yeah.
too in deep.
Oh wait, who's younger?
Luigi's
younger.
They're
slightly
twins,
younger.
but Luigi is
Really?
slightly younger.
Okay,
Oh.
so then definitely more taboo. To
Slightly
eat.
more taboo.
All right.
And we've established, okay, children time. Time to talk
Let's
about
eat a child.
eating children. Ness. Okay. Remember, once again, Masahiro Sakurai's in-game avatar eats Ness, so it's fine for us to talk about
Yeah,
cooking
we're
and
not
eating
actually
Ness.
going to eat it.
We're not actually going to talk about eating children.
All right. We are going
Lexi.
to talk about it.
Lexi, let's give Lexi the first word.
Right.
How tasty do you think Ness is? I think would be the most taboo, but
Yeah.
where on which quadrant?
See, I don't know. Like
Gabby makes a valid point.
Oh,
Deliciousness.
wow. It's literally in the like word deliciousness.
Yes.
Oh man,
Well, do-
that makes a very good point. Oh, so lamb is tastier than mutton.
That's
right?
true.
True.
That's true.
Very well put. Very good point.
Okay, however, Ness has got a lot of different colors going on here. I feel like it'd be very like complicated.
Taste the
on
rainbow,
palate.
though.
Taste the
Oh,
rainbow.
like Skittles.
that could be.
oh.
Yeah, he's got red, blue, and he's got the primaries right there.
We're making up way too many excuses for Ness to actually be tasty.
I love
I think he would at least be fairly tasty.
I love the logic we're using in this episode
So I
just to avoid actually talking about it.
Yeah.
Eating children. Ness also is less muscular than a lot of the other kids here because he's reliant on his psychic abilities compared to young Link, who is a fairly macho little boy.
Well, when Ness uses his baseball bat, does that use muscle or does that use psychic ability?
That's actually a very good point. Is his body being enhanced by his PK powers?
Maybe.
Also, I have to point out, Earthbound the game was advertised as being, and I quote, the stinkiest game ever made by Nintendo.
Stinky?
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to do that. They were advertising like scratch and sniff pages. I learned this from Angry Video Game Nerd.
Interesting.
But anyways, so I don't know how you want to work that in. But yeah, so where do you want to put it, Lexi? Wherever you put it.
The stinkiest cheese is the tastiest cheese.
This is... No. Okay, well, I think we've established that unfortunately Ness would taste very, very good. Very taboo to eat.
Very taboo.
I wouldn't put him at the very top of tastiest, but
you
he's
don't think he'd be
tastier than most of the other human characters.
Tastier than Samus, do you think?
Oh, tastier than Samus, 100%.
All right.
Okay, right there. And we're all comfortable with that.
Okay.
Oh, very comfortable with it.
So
I hope the
comfortable.
audience is too.
Captain Falcon. Ooh, Captain Falcon.
I think
very muscular.
Yeah, he's not poisoned by fear the way Luigi is.
Yeah, he's very confident. However,
slightly more socially acceptable to eat than Luigi.
Okay, all right. I will give the personal point. Captain Falcon has always creeped me out as a child. Therefore, I feel like he would taste very bad.
What was it about him that creeped you out?
You mean creeped you out in like a way that he seems like a...
The way
like
he moves,
or like...
He seems a little bit like I don't know. He seems like a little like creepy.
Falcon Punch! Falcon
I
kick.
didn't like Falcon Punch very much.
The way he wears that like tight-fitting spandex is a little uncomfortable.
Like you wouldn't like creepy as in the sense of like, ooh, he's gonna come and get you, or creepy as in the sense of like, ooh, I want to cover my drink when he's here. Like which type of creepy are we talking about?
No, he's definitely coming to get you. Like,
okay.
Gabby has made the point that his blood would be delicious Falcon Punch.
Okay, that's
like a nice bowl of...
True.
Oh, do you mean like his mask? Oh yeah, I can sort of say like the way he sort of has like hides his eyes and stuff.
Yeah, like the mask is definitely a part of it. Plus, he looks like he can. Yeah, this is true. He's just scary. He's very talented. He's very good at fighting. He would. I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have any sense of morality. You know.
I think canonically he does.
Well, if you're a bad person, would it not be less taboo to eat you?
He's not though, because like, have you ever played F-Zero GX?
No.
It was on the GameCube, and it has this whole like story mode that basically presents him as like, Batman as played by Adam West, but less tongue-in-cheek. But he's that kind of just like, I'll stop you from cheating in the race today. He's that kind of like square-jawed, doofy, Dudley Do-Right kind of guy.
Right. How does that factor in, Lexi? Where do you want to put him?
Unfortunately, that does sound like he would be very tasty, especially with the Falcon Punch blood.
Punch.
Oddly sweet.
Oddly sweet. Okay.
But he's very muscular. I feel like the meat would like be good for like sausage or something.
Yeah, maybe.
More so than Link's. But
oh shit.
Anyways.
Yeah, maybe less tasty than Link.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
All right.
That's
yeah,
cool.
above Luigi. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Jigglypuff, another one of those people where I just
Jigglypuff looks like it's made of ice cream.
True.
I think Jigglypuff is simultaneous is upper right. I think Jigglypuff.
Yeah, the swirl as well is very good.
It's
like touching the top of tastiness.
It's more acceptable to eat than Pikachu because it doesn't look like a real animal.
But Jigglypuff holds a microphone, and as we all know, people who use microphones are the best people. So, like, do we want to say she's like slightly more taboo to eat than Pikachu because she uses tools? I'm pretty sure it's a female.
Can't Pikachu wear a hat? I guess they both can.
Well, you can put a hat on an animal.
That's true.
Yeah.
Gabby's makes a good point. Parrots can also sing, but they don't have opposable thumbs. Whereas apparently
Jigglypuff doesn't have thumbs.
Well, Jigglypuff has 2 thumbs that she uses to hold a microphone in front of her, and she uses thumbs to like hold markers to draw on people's faces.
Right, but that's just basic tool manipulation. Lots of birds can do that.
Well, what do you think, Lexi?
Do we know of anyone that's eaten parrots? I don't recall.
Don't imagine it would be very good.
I'm
sure they have, but I don't think it would be that great. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we eat chicken.
Yeah.
But, like, chicken.
Parrots eat mostly like fruit, I think. So it could be okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. I feel like it also depends on. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby makes a point. Jigglypuff does look like dessert.
Yeah, it looks like a little cotton candy flavored ice cream. It's got the little sundae. You know how an ice cream sundae, it always has that little like flip at the top?
Yeah.
Jigglypuff's got that. Donkey Kong's got that.
Do you think he was...
You can't see it in this image, but Donkey Kong's hair does that little like...
Yeah, therefore Donkey Kong is ice cream.
No, he's not.
Danny 2025.
Donkey Kong is ice cream.
I guess we'll put her here.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good spot for Jigglypuff.
I'm good with this.
And now we've finally finished Smash Bros. 64. Moving on to the Melee characters. Princess Peach. Despite her name, is in fact a human woman.
Mm-hmm. But she used to be called Princess Toadstool.
Ooh.
Back in the day. But they realized that's not a pretty name.
Well, Princess Peach, I feel like she's pampered. She does, work out. She does sports a lot.
Yeah.
So therefore a lot of muscle, which, as Lexi established, would make her less likely to eat this person because...
I feel like she's less physically fit than Samus, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like,
so would that make her tastier?
Yes.
Okay.
Samus is a hardened bounty hunter. Peach is a pampered princess who plays golf.
Yeah. Right. But not just golf, also tennis, also
soccer. She's active, but she's, not a hardened bounty hunter.
Lexi, what were you saying?
The name Peach makes me think that she would, in fact, taste like peaches because...
She does make peaches appear.
Peaches.
That's true. She also has peach abilities, so it's possible that she would smell or taste somewhat of peaches.
Yeah, which would make her very tasty. Potentially tastier than Ness?
Tastier than Ness.
All right.
Would the fact that she's...
I can roll with this.
Would the fact that she's royalty make her more taboo? Or less taboo?
Eat the rich.
Because... Should we put rich... Gabby's here, like screaming, eat the rich, silently. Should we put... Is she less taboo to eat because she's from wealth?
I know, definitely less taboo.
Less taboo.
Less taboo than eating a child.
Less taboo. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, because she's also an adult, so less taboo than eating a child. Yep. Less taboo than eating a bounty hunter, bounty hunters are the working class. Samus is the proletariat, let's say that.
Samus was raised by aliens.
That's true.
She's an orphan, and she was raised by the Chozo.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, hang on. This might determine if she's even more acceptable to eat. How do they typically treat the people of the Mushroom Kingdom?
Ooh, that's a good point.
They step on them a lot, don't they?
No, she does use a toad as an actual shield in the game.
Oh my god, you're right.
One thing I do want to point out, it is a constitutional monarchy. I think.
So there's a Toad Prime Minister.
In Super Mario RPG, you can meet the Mushroom Chancellor, who is presented as effectively... Oh, well, was Chancellor... I believe he's presented as head of government, contrasted with the royalty who'd be head of state. But maybe he's a Chancellor more in the vein of, like, advisor to the crown.
Yeah, but also it's very clear that it's an autocracy. Like, Princess Peach does have... ultimate power over everyone.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I played Mario RPG.
They literally jump in front of like knives for her, and as established before in the Smash games, she pulls a toad out of her dress to use as a human, not a human shield.
Also, is most likely smothering a toad at all points in time.
So you know what? Yeah, I think Lexi makes a good point. We're gonna more acceptable to eat than the endangered animal.
That's a really good spot.
Okay, Lexi agrees here.
Let's be clear, this is not a morality chart. We're not ranking how evil they are. We did that with Rent characters already.
Another king, Bowser.
Turtle tastes pretty good.
I've had turtle as a kid. I don't remember what they taste like. But talking turtle, but also less anthropomorphized than Princess Peach.
Yeah.
But also turtles are more endangered than princesses.
But do people know that?
Well,
I didn't know
depends
that,
what kind of turtle.
Wait, is Bowser even a turtle? Because doesn't he have like...
Canonically, he is the king of the Koopas, who are turtle.
Right, they have beaks.
Ooh, yeah.
But they also... I don't know.
He's got teeth. Turtles don't have teeth. Do they? Other turtles with teeth?
I'd say definitely tasty.
He's at least turtle-like.
Yeah, he's definitely tasty. I feel like he would also be like super acceptable to eat. I think he would even be a meme to eat. Like just a huge meme. Like everybody's like preparing.
You gotta eat
him.
some Bowser.
He does have a lot of meat on him. If you look at him, he's really giant.
And he benefits from the same thing that Samus does, is that you can cook him right in the shell.
That's true. And he's also a king, so it's like, it's fine to eat the rich.
Yeah.
And
Turtle
more
soup.
so than... Do we want to... But is this, like, do you think this is a good spot? Like, above, like, tastier...
Yeah.
As tasty as...
Oh, but
I
does
wouldn't
that
put him
mean-
quite so tasty.
Less tasty.
Like
Another reptile, like, similar to Yoshi, I guess.
Yeah, I think the meat would be a lot richer than Yoshi, but he wouldn't be quite as tender as Yoshi, but it'd be a heartier meal.
But does this mean that we're putting Jack Black in the exact same spot?
Ooh, we have to take into account that he's voiced by Jack Black. It's actually true.
I think that would make him taste even better. I want to eat that panda. I know I'm not supposed to.
I want to...
Oh, yeah, and Gabby brings up the point that Bowser is fire roasted from the
Right.
Like smoky flavored.
Oh, smoky flavored turtle. Oh, yeah, that's good.
That'd be pretty good. I think we've got him. I'm happy with where we put him.
But do we want to move Yoshi down slightly? Because Yoshi is not smoky flavored.
There's no
All
way
right.
Yoshi is that
Yeah,
tasty.
Okay.
alright. Unless he's had a red Koopa shell and that lets him breathe fire. But oh no, it's a well, in some games, some of the games
It's like a fire flower or something. Right?
or a red melon lets him
Right.
breathe fire in Yoshi's Island. But it's like different between different games.
Yeah.
Ice climbers. So you get two children for the price of...
Are they children or
Or are they just really cute,
cartoonishly chibi?
Okay,
adults?
let's say they're not. Let's just so we're talking less about eating children. Let's say they're
assume
not.
they're adults.
Let's assume they're adults. They are athletic. They are cold. Gabby asks if they're indigenous.
I always thought they were supposed to be Inuit, which does add a certain uncomfortably colonial like.
They don't look Inuit though.
They just look cartoony. But
Yeah. This is.
they
this is a tough
live
one.
in a place that has polar bears.
This is true.
That's true.
So they're indigenous to somewhere.
Am I like the only one that was really annoyed by the ice climbers though? Like playing them and having them like in game? Like, no.
I found them difficult to get a handle
You mean
on how to
playing
play
them
as.
in Smash or playing the original Ice
No,
Climbers game?
no, in Smash.
Oh yeah, because they always get separated and then.
Yeah, and like it was really difficult to play them, but when there was two of them, they were like, "Oh no, I'm gonna."
Yeah, but when
beat
you're
up."
playing against them, especially in like Brawl or whatever, or Melee, and then they like disconnect and they do those sick combos against
Yeah, but you almost get like 2 lives because like the other player gets 2 lives.
Yeah.
Because if one of them dies, you can still play the other one.
It is unfair, yeah.
Gabby asks if the meat would be stringy because they can throw ropes around.
Yes. This is the funniest episode. I do think, would that increase the satisfaction, the tastiness factor of eating them? Because it's like, haha, I get to eat these characters that I hate playing.
Yeah, see, like that, it really depends on the person. Like, I can't be the only
You're the
one.
person, Lexi.
I'm the
You get final say, so it's all up to you.
Oh, man. It might be, like, you know, an unpopular opinion, but when I was younger, I would definitely didn't like the ice climbers being a part of the game. If they were in the match, I'm like, oh, they're playing the ice climbers, damn it. So I feel like it would be, like, slightly more acceptable to eat.
Okay.
But...
How tasty? Like, maybe, like, the same level as, like, Samus and Link, I think? Because they also are athletic adults, I think that's where they would be.
I feel like the art style is counts for something. And the fact they live in a cold environment, they clearly have a pretty high body fat ratio just to...
Ooh, that's a good point.
This is true. You also get 2 flavors for the price of one, blue and pink.
And one of them's female, one of them's male, and as Lexi established, females have more fat content.
Grape and strawberry.
So it's like you get the variety of like, ugh. Sorry, I'm just gonna throw up in my mouth.
We're talking about
cannibalism. Yeah.
It'd definitely be like, more of a delicacy, you know, because it's so like highly sought after.
That's true. I also want to point out, if they are Inuit, it would be more taboo to eat.
Yeah.
But if they're not, that means they are colonizers. That means they are people going.
Or maybe they're like Chukchi or like Ainu.
No, I mean, but like, you know,
because it's a Japanese-made game, so they're probably like Ainu, who are like indigenous to like the northern parts of...
Their names are Nana and Popo. They could...
Yeah,
I don't think there are any specific real-life culture, to be honest.
I think they're supposed to be generically indigenous to somewhere, people of a northern place.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
Sheik.
Uncomfortable.
Sheik and Zelda, they're kind of the same. Well, okay, this version of Zelda, I don't know which version of Zelda this is. I haven't played all the Zelda games.
I believe that's the Ocarina of Time version.
Yeah.
And Sheik is
also
Sheik is from Ocarina of Time.
Okay, so they're the same person then. Mm-hmm. So where would they go?
Okay, so if
the
they're
rich.
the same person, then... Well, yeah, one, eat the rich.
Sheik is less acceptable to eat than Zelda because people don't know Sheik's a princess.
No, but Sheik, that's because Sheik is cosplaying as not royalty, like Mark from Rent. So they are still the same person.
Yeah, but people don't know that. It's not about what is
that's a good
it's about
point.
what is acceptable.
That's a good point. Okay. So let's do Zelda first. Do we want, how, relative to Peach, where do we want to put Zelda?
Well,
wait, Zelda isn't human.
Wait, are we making them
Not
the
quite.
same person? Are we making them the same person?
No,
Or are they going
because
together?
Although they have very similar icons.
I think they're going to be...
Head at the same angle and
I
everything.
think Zelda and Sheik are going to be the same level of tastiness, but they're going to be different levels of acceptability, because one of them is royalty, the other one is, even though they're the same person, they're like hidden, so they're not entirely, you know what I mean?
This is true.
Gabby suggests that Zelda's meat would be slightly gamier than that of Peach. Certainly not as delicious and peachy.
True,
Yeah,
less
no,
peach flavored.
Definitely
Maybe a
not as
little more
tasty.
acceptable to eat because, as you pointed out, she's not human. She's
Right.
Hylian,
Yeah.
whatever
with
that
the
even
years.
is.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
let's
more
think
acceptable
about-
to eat.
let's think about how they've treated the people of Hyrule Kingdom for a
Ooh,
second.
good
too.
question. Is Zelda a better ruler than Peach?
She's not a ruler. She's a princess.
Right. Is there a king?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
the
the king's
king-
usually dead.
Not in Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon. But in
Even
Breath of the Wild,
so-
you meet his ghost at the beginning.
Even so,
Yeah.
does Zelda in Ocarina of Time help out the people of Hyrule?
She does.
She does.
She helps you,
Cool.
Link, to help them.
Okay, so less
Yeah.
acceptable to eat.
But she's not human.
So even
more
still,
acceptable.
even yeah, less acceptable.
Not human would make her more
Yeah.
acceptable to eat.
Oh, interesting.
But people wouldn't
Interesting.
like that. Like, I feel like people would be so... People of Hyrule are typically, like, so devoted to their princess, especially
Yeah.
in, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
They literally hold out hope for her for, like, 100 years.
It would not be acceptable to eat her in that world, certainly, with
Oh,
that
yeah,
culture.
no, in that world, no.
This is talking about worlds I'm a stranger to, so I'm just gonna ask Lexi, where do you wanna just take the mouse? I'm kind of like I'm moving it
Okay,
back and
okay.
forth.
Yeah,
I'm
we have a
not sure.
lot of these to get
Yeah, we have a
through,
lot
so.
of these to get through.
Yeah, so maybe, like, halfway to Peach, like,
Okay.
of acceptability.
I think that's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then-
And Sheik, so I think Sheik would be same level of tastiness as Zelda, but
Yeah,
more
like less
Less
acceptable.
acceptable.
Because, like, Sheik is a warrior, like, fights
Right.
for
Yeah.
the royal family, technically, like...
Now we have put Zelda as more acceptable to eat than the other human characters because she's a princess by a wide margin. But because she is universally beloved by everyone in Hyrule, who would kill you if you ate her, she's slightly to
But
the left.
so would the toads, though. The toads would kill you if you ate
That's
Peach.
true.
Yeah,
But I guess we're still talking about. But
They
that
haven't killed Mario yet.
But
He's been,
yeah,
all
but
right.
does Zelda rule over them the way is Zelda as autocratic over the Toads as
Well, she lives in a truly medieval world where absolute monarchy is completely acceptable, whereas Peach lives in a world that is basically modern.
Right. I mean, I think we'll just leave them as that, because they're already pretty close together anyways. It's like kind of splitting hairs at this point, honestly. Dr. Mario, same as Mario, but just a more cleaner job.
Yeah.
Cleaner job.
So
also a more, like, I don't know, like, he's in, like, one of, like, the most necessary jobs. Like,
Yeah, it makes
even
him
though
a little less acceptable to eat, are we thinking?
much less acceptable.
But also tastier.
But also more money, more rich, like upper class over the plumbers.
True.
But also more needed in society, I guess.
Yeah, but like doctors aren't like tech bro CEOs. We like doctors.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I guess we're saying less acceptable to eat, but also he's like. I mean,
I think we're going to need to move this whole thing further to the right because there's so many human characters in here. If all the human characters just bunch up on the left side, it's going to be a boring chart.
I mean, I feel like that's too much work. We'll just because I can't like highlight. No, I can't. I can't highlight them and move them here. But I would argue he's less tasty, less acceptable, and also less tasty than Mario because, as we've established, fattier characters are tastier. And Dr. Mario, all he does is stand on the side while Tetris is being played, and prescribe pills. Whereas regular Mario runs around.
But he's clearly healthier than regular because he's a
true.
doctor.
So that's why I'm saying he's leaner. He's leaner.
I don't know. That's not necessarily what doctors do.
That's
doctors tend to have like a lot of like
them
problems. Smoke. Yeah,
Smoking's very common.
He's like, I'll cure myself, whatever.
Well, because it's a stressful job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a joke that, or not a joke, but there's a thing that goes around that if you're a heart doctor, you tend to have heart problems. That's what I'm always told.
Because you're also suicidal, so you know exactly what it is. Doctors kill themselves all the time.
I heard that was more dentists.
Oh
Yeah, I thought that was dentists.
Dentists have...
Yeah.
To be clear, this is the official opinion, if I will say this, though, that dentists are not real doctors. Anyways.
Wow, okay.
Danny said it, not me. Danny said it, not me. Anyways, Dr. Mario. So where do you want to put Dr. Mario, Lexi? Compared to regular Mario, I feel like that's a good starting point.
Yeah, like definitely like not acceptable to eat at all.
Yeah.
But you know,
A little tastier?
would be tastier because
Slightly
of
tastier?
the money. Like probably eats like
Ooh, good
better.
point. Eats better.
Mario
Yeah.
eats pretty well, but Dr. Mario eats
Mario,
better.
Yeah.
Mario eats mushrooms off the floor, and Dr. Mario, once again, only like prescribes pills that you then use to play Tetris. So, on a desert island, would one of that's true. Gabby points out on a desert island, Dr. Mario will be the last to go because he knows how to cure you by.
Good to have a doctor around.
Yeah, Pichu. Let's just rank Pichu relative to Pikachu. Are we gonna say
Exactly as acceptable.
yeah?
Slightly tastier. I think we have
Slightly
Pikachu as too tasty.
Ooh, slightly tasty.
Pikachu is pretty tasty.
But
he's
there's
not-
there's more meat on Pikachu than Pichu. Pichu's I think is not ripe yet, you know.
Yeah, but Pichu, the meat there's less of it, but that makes it it's more tender. That makes it more of a delicacy. It's less satisfying as a meal, but the actual meat tastes better.
What do you
this is
think?
true.
Lexi agrees. Okay.
I would definitely put like less acceptable to eat. I feel like,
Yeah, because he's a
Right.
baby animal.
Yeah.
Okay.
but that looks good.
Do we want to put Pichu less acceptable like over here?
Nah.
No. Like I feel like he's definitely less acceptable than Bowser.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think that's fair.
Alright.
If anything, I feel. Yeah. No, I think that's.
Is
that's
Falco
good.
a cyborg the way Fox
Yes.
is?
Yes, they all are.
All right, then.
He also talks.
I think he'd be slightly tastier than Fox.
Yeah, because
Pretty
of a bird.
I'm
being a
also,
bird.
even though he's called Falco, I'm pretty sure he's a pheasant.
Oh, do people eat pheasants?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're delicious.
Oh, okay. Well, he's very tasty.
I don't think falcons would taste very good, for the same reason foxes don't.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so we looked it up, and we found that Google says Falco is either a falcon or a pheasant, so they couldn't decide.
We've done some comparison of images, however, and he looks more like a pheasant.
Yeah, so we're just going to think he's a pheasant. Have any of us had pheasant?
I don't think so. I'm told it's great.
I really want to say, I think Falco, like, says Falco, and, like, his name is Falco, but yeah, being a pheasant, maybe he said that he was like Falco because like nobody
Pheasants
knew
are
what
not
pheasants
cool.
were.
Yeah.
He seems
would
like a
be
guy who would also claim to be something that's a little cooler than he is.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
your name is Leo, that doesn't mean you're a lion.
Yeah.
You know? Also, I just want to point out his last name, Lombardi, he's Italian. Italian pheasant.
Listen to him speak. Of course he's Italian.
So I think
Hey,
that
Fox, I'm flying my R-wing over here.
So I think he would be very tasty, like probably.
Is he a cyborg, though?
He is a cyborg.
Yeah.
So that would make him taste not as good.
But you don't have to eat the metal parts. You know what I mean?
Didn't we agree that if you're a
Well-
cyborg, you've got the metal running through your blood?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. So I guess not at. I think more tasty than Peach, though.
Oh, if you're a cyborg, do you have to like oil yourself so that you don't like start rusting?
An oily.
The Tin Man does, so.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. So maybe. I think he's still pretty tasty, though. I think even with the oil.
Definitely tastier than Fox.
Yeah. Well, where do you want to where do you want to put Falco compared to Peach and Zelda?
No, definitely like way less tastier than Peach.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I guess makes sense. And what about Tabuti? Because he's a working class pheasant.
Yeah, but he's
Who
not
talks.
human.
But he
So-
talks.
Yeah, but I think that makes him less. Well,
Okay, so like, well, Lexi, what do you think?
I feel like because like he is sentient, he's not necessarily acceptable to eat, but because he is somewhat tasty, it's like he's a sought after thing.
Yeah.
So
I think he's exactly as acceptable to eat as Fox is, though.
Ooh, interesting.
really,
Ooh, that's
they're-
a good point.
They're both.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be on different levels of acceptability.
Yeah.
Because they're from. Okay, that's actually a good point. They're the same
Well, I
level
mean-
of anthropomorphized animal.
well, you know that like foxes probably taste bad, so you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yes.
why would you eat that? You know, like
Also,
like,
foxes are like more endangered than pheasants. I think like people, it's more acceptable to eat a pheasant than a fox.
It's also just weird because foxes don't taste good.
yeah,
yeah.
so definitely like just a slightly more acceptable.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I
But
think that
still
makes sense.
taboo.
All right.
Just because pheasants and foxes are two different ones.
Yeah.
I don't really know the Fire Emblem characters.
Lexi, do you know the Fire Emblem characters?
Not very
Can we?
much.
Can we just put all of? Actually, no. Some of them turn to dragons. Okay, never mind. Marth.
He's a king, right?
He's a king.
Oh, you know what? I did play like one of the games very briefly, and I didn't like the style. I thought my little ADHD brain couldn't handle it.
So how did it make Marth unappetizing for you?
Yes, especially the fact that he's a king. I don't know how he treats his people, but
Ooh, that's a good point.
I feel like maybe acceptable to eat, but not tasty.
All the way
Because I didn't-
unacceptable to eat and not tasty.
Yeah, and
All
I
right.
didn't like the game.
Interesting.
More acceptable. Wait, but like more acceptable than Peach, and who we've established is like more autocratic. I feel like Marth
Yeah.
is not that autocratic from what I've seen of him.
He is a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He doesn't have
Well,
people, like, he's not pulling his servants out of. Well, I mean, he does lead armies. I don't know how he treats them.
Oh, if he leads armies, that's even worse.
Yeah, he's a general.
Yeah.
Like Richard the First was a king and a general. And
Right,
he
and
was
also
much
there's-
better at being general than at being
There's
king.
death in the Fire Emblem universe, unlike in Mario.
That's true. No one actually dies.
So maybe that makes him more acceptable to eat because people die at his behalf.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Lexi?
Oh, but then again, in the Zelda universe,
Yeah, people die in that.
People die in that, and the royal family actually uses some of those soldiers. Like they make them into redeads. Like there's a whole
So-
like
And there's a torture chamber
yeah.
Is-
underneath the castle in Breath of the Wild.
Zelda is
Yeah.
complicit in this.
Her family are. I don't know if she's aware of it.
Ooh.
I mean, a big part of Breath of the Wild is that, like, Zelda's arc is, like, I'm actually kind of uncomfortable with... It's not because she's uncomfortable with what her family are doing because she thinks they're bad people. It's more just that too much pressure is being put on her to get good at magic.
yeah.
So,
But I will also say I don't know if it's widely known what the royal family does.
That's
in
true.
the Sheikah definitely know about it though. That tribe like serves the royal family. They actually helped them to like build all of this stuff.
yeah,
like,
all the
torture
technology that's going on in Breath of the Wild.
chamber. The redeads they helped with that technically because that like there's a graveyard where you can like go down into the sewers in that in Ocarina of Time, and there's a bunch of re-deads down there.
Is this at Kakariko?
Yeah, this is at Kakariko
Yeah,
Village.
where you fight the horrible like dead hand monster.
Don't remember that part. But
down
I remember,
the well when you're in the well.
Yeah, it's down the well.
Do you want to put Marth down here and not acceptable to eat, but also not tasty?
Yeah, I feel his people know that they die at his hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, listen, if you want to get mad at us in the comments because you've played all the Fire Emblem games, go at it. None of us, we're not playing the Fire Emblem games for this YouTube video. I'm sorry. They're too many.
Let us know in the comments.
Refuse.
And then come back later to write more comments.
Yeah.
Be engaged.
Be engaged with us. And who knows, maybe we'll take your feedback and redo this video with your feedback. We probably won't.
We don't listen to any of the suggestions you make for videos.
That's not true. We sometimes do.
We might, theoretically,
but,
if we got a good one.
Yeah. Young Link, so more taboo than Link.
Ooh.
Tastier. Not as tasty as Ness, though. As I think Young Link is the least tasty of any of the child characters.
What a freaking sentence.
I know, right?
Okay. Lexi, do you want to just put him there? Or do you have anything to add to that? Or
I would say that Young Link here is green flavored.
Yep.
That is what I have to add to this.
do you want to move him?
Is
no,
green as good as the primary color rainbow that Ness brings to the party?
No, it's not as good.
Okay,
It's
okay,
not
so
as diverse.
Lucas is going to be delicious, though, red and yellow.
Okay,
Oh,
let's keep it. Danny's here. If you can't see you can't see this, but Danny's like just mouth watering.
Oh, yeah.
He's drooling over the thought of eating a little boy. Ganondorf would be like down here, right? Well, he is a pig, isn't he? Like he turns into a
Yeah,
warthog.
in multiple games.
That's Ganon. He is Ganondorf.
Oh yeah, Ganondorf.
Who are like sort of the same entity. It's variable.
This one, I feel like this variation of him is from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That it looks like the Ocarina of Time version.
Yeah, I think that's what it's meant to be.
I can't remember. I played Ocarina of Time so long ago now.
But his final smash is he turns into the version of Ganon from Twilight Princess.
But this isn't
Because they added Final Smash when Twilight Princess was the hot new Zelda
in
game.
Smash Bros. Ultimate, he doesn't turn into the Twilight Princess Ganon. He turns into one with swords. I don't know what version.
Oh, that sounds like Ocarina Ganon.
Yeah. This is definitely Ocarina. He even has the facial features of Ocarina Ganon.
Yeah, in Twilight Princess he has a beard.
Right.
But it's like a chin strap. He's like neckbeard Ganon.
Which is more acceptable to eat. I don't know how
less appetizing.
But I feel like he's definitely acceptable to eat because he's definitely like, actually like evil power incarnate.
Yeah, but he's still a human being.
Is he? No, he's not.
He's a Gerudo, but like
they're not.
Would you eat Vladimir Putin?
Well, I wouldn't.
I'm not asking would you kill him. I'm asking would you eat him.
The reasons I have against eating Vladimir Putin are not moral.
Okay.
They are just about, you know what I mean? Because like.
You'd feel like, ew, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah, like that. It would be.
All right, Mussolini then. Would you eat him?
Once again, the reasons I have against eating Mussolini would not be like moral reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Is it reasons that are specific to Mussolini and not?
I think.
Why wouldn't you tell me, Jimmy? Why would you not eat Mussolini?
I wouldn't eat Mussolini because I don't want to know what human flesh tastes like. That's why.
Okay. Therefore, this guy would taste like human flesh.
You don't know that. He's not human at all. You have no idea what a Gerudo would taste like. But we're just guessing.
Gerudo are uncomfortably Middle Eastern coded humans.
Okay, this is. But if we're gonna put like if we're gonna dock points the friggin' Princess Peach and Marth for being like dictatorial.
I
just don't think we should put him that acceptable.
Okay. Well, Lexi, what do you think?
Okay, here's being a Zelda nerd. Ocarina of Time Ganon is definitely like more acceptable to eat, but if you take into account the other versions of Ganondorf, like for example, Wind Waker, which is
he's cool in Wind Waker.
He's actually like a
kind of sympathetic,
weird sympathetic character in Wind Waker because he talks about how impoverished his people are, and how the kingdom of Hyrule
has everything, and we're stuck in this shitty desert.
And they did not share anything with them.
Yeah.
Like that's why Ganon Ganondorf actually led all of the Gerudo women to attack them to hopefully take over their kingdom so that they could have some resources for themselves. And he says his famous line, the wind is blowing once he dies, and it made me cry.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, if you take into account, that could make him less acceptable to eat, but it also makes him less tastier because if he's impoverished, that means, less meat on the bone.
He's like eating jerky.
So it depends on how much you want to take that into account.
Now, this is Ocarina Ganondorf, not...
Right,
if they were to add Toon Ganondorf to the next Smash Bros.,
yes,
that could be cool.
That would be
They should
really
do
cool.
Toon every version. But Lexi,
Yeah.
it's up to Lexi how much she wants to take into account other versions other than...
So but this is, like along the same lines, because this Ganondorf is still the king of the Gerudo, and he does lead like those people, and it's tough because like they also live in like that type of territory where it's a desert. They don't have a lot. They're not given a lot. They're not like, I don't think they're trading with the Kingdom of Hyrule either.
They are in Breath of the Wild and stuff.
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild, like everybody's friends. It's all hunky dory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this version of Ganondorf is probably along the same lines of Wind Waker Ganondorf. So definitely a little, like, still acceptable to eat, but like less acceptable.
Okay, like here?
Yeah.
And same level of tastiness you're comfortable with? Oh, same tastiness as Fox, maybe less or more?
Oh, definitely less. Yeah,
Less tasty.
Yeah.
Unless, as Ganondorf, I agree. As Ganon, I think he'd probably taste pretty good.
Yeah, I think Ganon would taste really good.
Nice
Tastes
slice
like
of
pork
pork.
chops, giant pork chops.
Ganondorf would also taste like long pork.
Okay, let's... Once again, we don't know what Gerudos taste like for sure. Mewtwo is sentient. He's a cat, I think. He's a sentient cat.
Cat-like.
In the same way that Pikachu, we can say Pikachu
Yeah.
tastes like a mouse, Mewtwo tastes like
I think
a cat.
Pikachu is more overt, because Pikachu is mouse type.
Yeah.
What is Mewtwo's I think he's just like clone type. Or
Yeah, but he's a clone of Mew. Mew is a cat. Let's be honest. He's a
He's Mew, too.
He's a human-like cat.
Yeah, he's basically cat-like.
Yeah. So let that change.
I think just looking at him, he tastes really like rubbery and weird. He's got that like tube sticking out of the back of his.
I would feel uncomfortable eating something that looks like. I mean, actually, that's not true. I've eaten octopus.
Yeah, octopus is great.
Yeah, it's
but
really
octopus is supposed to be rubbery. He's a weird clone man.
Yeah, Lexi, would you eat a weird clone cat with no hair?
Well, see, here's the thing. Being like, wait, what does this one say?
Gabby wants us to make a 2019 Cats joke, like the musical.
Oh.
I would not
I
eat
don't
any
know.
of those cats in there.
Yeah, God no.
Anyways, Lexi, what were you saying?
I'd say far away from those cats. Well, he's technically like factory grown, right? And I feel like most
Is
of
it more ethical?
more ethical, but less tasty because you're not grass fed. You're not.
I think it's less ethical.
Really.
Because like factory grown animal doesn't get much of a life, does it?
You're right. Yeah, less acceptable to eat.
Whereas like if I'm eating a
But-
grass-fed
Less carbon footprint though.
True. If I'm eating a grass-fed cow, that cow got to go out in the pastures, chill with her friends, fuck, have a kid,
Took more resources.
live life.
Took more resources to
Yeah.
make.
Would it be more vegan friendly?
Is
as
Mewtwo
Gabby's
lab-grown
saying
meat, though?
Okay, listen. Mewtwo would not count as vegan friendly because
He's alive.
he is actually like, because vegan friendly lab grown meat theoretically would be they just make the meat and it's never like a fully
He's a living
not
being.
a being. But
And he
that
is
would-
smarter than most people.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going with this. Lexi, do you want to weigh in? I think you were saying something.
Yeah. So I feel like it would be less tasty though being grown in a factory.
Yeah, he tastes
Yeah.
synthetic.
Tasty.
Yeah.
But what about acceptability to eat? He does talk.
Oh, he's not acceptable at all to eat
Not
because
acceptable.
he's so smart, like genius,
Ooh.
like speaking
Really?
type alien.
Probably not as much as the kids.
I would
right?
argue he's more acceptable to eat than a person, at least than a non-royal person, apparently. But I'd put him on the level of Fox and Falco.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, probably along the same lines as
Okay.
Fox. Yeah.
He is smarter than Fox, but Fox is more anthropomorphized.
Yeah, Fox wears
Yeah,
clothes.
Fox is a fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox is also like a good dude who saves worlds, and
Yeah.
Mewtwo's evil.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Is it more acceptable? I mean, Fox could also kill you.
Yeah, he could shoot you. Use a gun.
A human could kill you.
Yep. Speaking of, here's Roy.
No,
is that Ike? That's Roy.
No, that's Roy. Do we want to put him just on the same?
I don't know the
I have no idea. We're not playing all 100.
His hair is red. He's technically red flavored.
More tasty.
Yeah, but Marth is blue.
Marth is blue.
Dabba-dee-dabba-doo.
Do you like blue or do you like red better?
Yeah, these interchangeable Fire Emblem candies.
You know what? I personally like blue better than I like red.
Okay,
Right.
so more tasty?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Like this?
Yeah,
Right.
that's good.
Okay.
What does
He's
Mr.
also-
Game & Watch
Mr. Game &
taste
Watch,
like?
I want to point something out. Mr. Game & Watch, as Gary points out, is dark meat.
Is it even...
But, listen, Mr. Game & Watch is a man. He's from a stylized video game, but he's a stylized human man. I
Yeah.
just
Okay,
want to point that out.
he is a stylized human man, however, so annoying in the Smash games.
Oh, yes.
So
That is true.
Annoying.
And he always has, like, a turtle on him for some reason.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
And, I just want to point out, this particular model comes from the game where he's, like, jumping out of a burning building and you have to, like, bounce him because you're the firefighters.
I know the one.
So he is kind of smoky flavored. That's why, because he's jumping out of a burning building. I just want to point out.
I think he's more acceptable to eat than the other human characters simply because he is less realistically drawn.
Are you
This
sure,
is true,
though?
yeah.
So you're
Yes,
saying that...
I'm sure.
Are you sure? But so now we're taking the
I do-
design into account.
At least when the design is this drastic.
Yeah.
And I already mentioned, like, in terms of the ice climbers being chibi, that makes them a little tastier than a more realistically proportioned human, like Snake when we get there.
Lexi, do you agree that we should take into account their design?
I do agree specifically for Mr. Game & Watch. So that makes him more acceptable to eat in my mind.
All the way here?
also, yes, super acceptable to eat because
Really?
he's so annoying.
Okay.
Okay.
And do we think... Well,
I don't think he tastes like anything at all.
We know from the Subspace Emissary that he's actually made of a bunch of purple dots that then form bosses such as Galleon and Duon.
Oh, that doesn't sound very tasty at all.
Do you think by eating him you actually like lose food in your stomach?
That's
Like,
a good point. If you eat something
Oh,
two-dimensional, what are the effects of eating something two-dimensional?
Not good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's tasty at all.
I mean, I've had paper.
Me too. I would put him at the very bottom. One of the least tasty people until we get to Rob 64.
Yeah,
Do you want it,
straight
like,
up.
here?
Robot
like
operating
super
buddy.
acceptable to eat, but not
Like,
tasty
all the
at
way
all.
here.
All right,
Yeah,
sure,
you
right.
actually
Okay.
like
You
you
lose
lose
nutrients.
calories.
Well, that could be a diet pill.
It could.
Mr.
So
Game &
even
Watch.
more acceptable.
But it would be a diet pill that works too well.
Yeah, you eat it, you become like Ozempic's
Like-
cubed.
Oh my god.
You remember
Ozempic -1.
You become
You
two-dimensional.
remember the movie Thinner?
No.
It's a Stephen King short story, and they made a movie of it. It's about this guy who's he's a lawyer, and he's a pretty heavy set guy who's trying to lose weight, and he antagonizes some local Romany who put a curse on him that he will keep losing weight. And at first, great, and then he loses more weight than he wants to lose, and he teams up with Fat Tony from The Simpsons to try to get revenge. And it's not very good, but there's some kind of cool body horror makeup effects as he's.
And that's where you're eating.
terrifying.
That is where you're eating with Mr. Game & Watch.
Oh man, wow.
So Meta Knight probably be somewhat similar to Kirby, but where do we want to put him?
Is
relative to
Meta
Kirby?
Knight actually made of metal? Is there a soft
No,
core in there?
there is. If you take off the mask, he's adorable like Kirby.
I've never seen him without the mask.
I don't think he does the same swallowing thing that Kirby does. I don't think
No.
he swallows. I'm
No.
sorry, but he does. So you couldn't do the thing. You can't have factory farm Meta Knights where you force feed them and then they.
I mean,
turn
you
into-
could, but it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be as tasty as factory farm Kirby's. I don't
Not
think.
for food, anyway.
But I don't think. I don't know. Where do you think? Because the reason we
yeah.
put Kirby that high is because you could factory farm.
I would
Kirby's
put him
and-
as significantly less tasty, but exactly as acceptable.
For some reason, I think of Meta Knight, and then I think of that one meme video where it's the blobfish, or what's
Right,
No,
yes,
no,
it's
not
the
the
kind of droopy
blobfish.
nose?
Yeah.
No, not the blobfish. It's what is it? It's that like puffer fish,
Right,
where
yeah,
like
yeah.
they feed him like the bit of carrot, and he goes. "Oh."
Oh yeah.
But I feel like that's what they do with Meta Knights for in terms of feeding. for
Yeah.
them to take.
All right.
He just put out the carrot in his mouth and he just
He goes-
chews on
he
it
goes, "Ah."
adorably.
I think he is reasonably tasty, but nowhere near as tasty as Kirby.
Yeah. Oh, and it's also like probably somewhat more acceptable to eat because he's also very annoying. However, when you're playing him, he's not annoying, and you're like, oh wow, I'm so overpowered. This is great.
That's a good point. Meta Knight, Brawl Meta Knight was very annoying.
Yep. I think that's kind of a breaking even, though, because he's annoying when you're fighting against him, but pretty good when you're playing as him.
Yeah, but I feel like that puts him like in the middle. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So like here's good.
Oh no, I mean,
yeah.
like
Oh, he's in the middle of
he's
the pocket.
acceptable. To eat.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
More acceptable. Well, I guess he is less cute than Kirby too.
Yeah, he also looks
Yeah.
like a little bit evil, so they're like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, that's an evil character, definitely.
I feel like Pit goes in the exact upper left. He's literally an angel, which means it's very unacceptable to kill and eat an angel. However,
Oh, that's a good point.
he's got all the tastiness of a person, plus he's got wings.
He's got wings. You could have.
delicious,
Well, what if-
tasty buffalo wings.
What if you prefer drum? I guess he also has drums, because wings.
Drums is legs.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
he has
legs.
both.
Also,
Okay,
we
that's
have
a
no
point.
idea what angels taste like, but they probably taste great.
Probably pretty good.
He shows us like, be not afraid, and we're just like finger licking.
There's
good.
the bit in the Bible when Lot has some like angels over to his house, and they come over for a snack, and then like all the townspeople are like, "Give us those angels, we want to fuck them," and I like to believe that this whole time these were biblically accurate, like classical, not
Yes.
dudes with wings. No, your classic spinning spiral of
Yeah.
eyes and wings.
Look at all the holes.
So hot.
Speaking of Lot, I could go with some like salted pit wings. I think it'd be really great.
Yeah.
You know, like all Zero Suit Samus we've established was the same as Samus in terms of taboo-ness, just without the metal suit around her to bake into flavor if you were to roast her over an open fire.
Which I think makes her a little less tasty, but still pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Definitely
just
like not tasty.
here.
Yeah.
Like here, or do you want like not tasty at all?
Well,
She's,
now,
she's
see,
still a hot lady.
she's
I mean that
Yeah.
not that physical attractiveness. Gabby points out that Zero Suit Samus is the shell trim Samus. I kind of agree. And as Lexi mentioned before, I hate having to repeat this fact that Lexi said women
Say
taste
it.
better than men because more fat content. So do we think that's a good place? Just like slightly below
Yes,
regular Samus.
but more taboo to eat because you can see her eyes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
boy, you can
that's
see
fair.
her eyes.
That's extremely fair.
You can see her eyes as you're doing the action.
You know how like vegetarian people say they don't want to eat anything with a face?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the face is like the humanizing symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally the distance between Kirby and Meta Knight is just that Meta Knight wears a mask.
That's part of it.
That's part of Wario. Ooh, eats a lot of garlic.
Yeah. This
Probably
one's
tastes
been
really good.
puzzling me. Would Wario in fact be delicious, or would he be nasty and vile?
Well, that's a good point. I think, as a person, he's nasty and wild. But once again, pigs roll in mud. And
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
tasty.
If he eats a lot of garlic, I feel like he would be very tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like but in terms of taboo to eatness, like working class definitely,
Oh,
but
yeah.
also kind of an asshole. I don't know. Like,
You know, Wario was originally supposed to be German. They thought about making him
oh, because Mario is
in contrast to Mario.
Oh
wait,
my
but they were on
God.
the same side.
That's
Anyway.
why he's got the very Kaiser Wilhelm like mustache.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But they decided, nah, let's just make him
Probably
awesome.
less tasty than an angel.
Yeah, less tasty than an angel for
Yeah.
sure.
or a living ice cream thing like Jigglypuff.
Well, okay, compared to Sheik, since Sheik's in the middle point, do you think Wario is more acceptable or less acceptable?
Probably more acceptable. Did Wario annoy anybody else?
No, I think he's fun to fight against.
Yeah, I actually like because middle of the game he just farts. I think it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
Also,
And he glows first. It's
Also,
great.
look, I main villager, and my favorite thing playing against Wario is pocketing his bike, so he can't
Yes.
use his bike, and then you throw the bike at him when you're edge guarding, and then
Yeah.
the bike and he gets killed by his own bike. I love
That's
that.
really
Hoist by
good,
his own
actually.
petard.
Yes.
The worst possible thing you can be hoist by. Gabby also points out that Wario's nose looks like a delicious strawberry or something.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, if you've got trypanophobia, stay away. If
Yeah.
is that what that's called when you're
Yeah,
afraid
yeah,
of
It's,
but he
little
doesn't.
holes?
He
Trypophobia.
doesn't have dots on his nose though.
No, he doesn't. If he wore higher res, he might, but You know those images where it's like, we came up with what Mario would look like if you were a real person, and they're all like horrifying?
Yeah.
It's like, we took this charming cartoony thing and then interpreted it in the most deliberately ugly way possible. It's not that insightful.
Yeah, I mean, Mario would just look like Bob Hopkins.
Yeah.
That's a good place for him, though.
Yeah. Solid Snake.
I don't think he's more. Why is he so acceptable to
No,
eat?
I'm just putting him in the middle for now. So
I think he's still a person. I don't think he would be. I think he'd be less tasty than most of the other guys. I would put him on a level with Captain Falcon in terms of tastiness because he smokes. Though.
He smokes.
So that makes him less tasty.
that
That's a
makes
good point.
him
His
really
lungs are
gross.
black.
Yeah, not like in a tasty like smokehouse kind of way.
Well, to be clear, smoked
smokes
meats also really bad for you.
Yep.
Smoked meats are
But
carcinogenic.
smoked meats aren't full of tobacco. It's like smoked cherry wood, hickory, things like that.
Oh yeah, true.
I watched an episode of Poker Face that involved a lot of barbecue stuff.
Well,
How does
there
this-
are like wines that have like hints of tobacco in it.
That's true.
But these aren't wines that someone just put out cigarettes in.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty horrible.
that's not good.
Yeah, I think he would taste very bad.
What does Solid Snake do? What does
He's a
Snake
spy.
Spy. He's very athletic, very thin. Not thin, but like muscular.
pretty
You know what I
ripped.
mean?
do? Who does he work for again? Is it the?
I think it's
Is it the
America.
American-
That's a good
government?
point. Is he a bootlegger?
Yeah, is he acceptable to eat?
has he overthrown?
I believe
democratic
like
elected
the
governments?
Metal Gear games do kind of go all in on the moral ambiguity of espionage.
Like they do accept that it doesn't do like the James Bond thing of just like he's a hero, hooray.
Well,
they
modern
kind of
James
play up
Bond.
the fact. All right, Connery James Bond, where he is an actual word I'm not allowed that would get us demonetized if we were monetized. An actual sexual predator, and not in the cool way of like having mandibles and dreadlocks and hunting people in the jungle. Not that kind of predator. No. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
The Metal Gear games, I believe, do go into like the moral complexities of the Cold War and how like the work he's doing is troubles his conscience. I think I haven't played them.
So then, yeah, like, does that make him acceptable to eat because he's a little bit of a bootlegger here, or is he like is he like an American soldier who's being like forced to do this
I
because?
don't know enough about the games to answer that
I
question.
do think I haven't played. Tell us in the comments if we're wrong. I don't think they're like, ooh, super patriotic USA.
They're literally
But-
Japanese made, so.
Yeah, so I don't think that I'm gonna err on the. I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt. I think they deal with the moral troubles of his job, and it's not
I think
like
so. At least the
yeah.
good ones.
I think I do think I'm just gonna assume they want him to be sympathetic, so I don't think they make him out to be like committing war crimes type of, you know what I mean? Because
or if he does, he feels bad about it
Yeah.
after.
Okay. All right. Well, if he feels bad about it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Ike.
Wait, sorry, where are we putting? Or,
Let's put him. Yeah, definitely not tasty. This man
Yeah.
is muscly, like.
probably less tasty than even Fox.
Yeah, definitely less
okay.
tasty than Fox.
All right.
I think that's good.
Yeah, he
Don't
has
smoke,
killed
kids.
people. He has killed people though. So
Oh, yeah, he has.
I was moving over here.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Ike is pretty muscular. How does that like more muscular than Marth? Does that affect how tasty you think he is?
I feel like. Oh, I don't know.
It'd be a heartier
You know-
meal.
Yeah, I feel like
He's-
he'd be less tasty because of the muscle.
He's also not a king, I think. So maybe like I think Marth's the only king.
Roy has a name that literally means king, but I don't know if he is.
I'm just saying all the information I know about Ike.
Yeah. Well, he might be a soldier, so maybe like a little less. Yeah,
Like-
probably like in this area for
Okay.
sure. And not tasty, but might be like grape flavored, but like I don't really like
that's true.
grape.
Blueberry, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot for
Isn't
him.
he the same color as Marth though?
No, it's a slightly duller, darker blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Pokemon trainer.
Now,
wait.
we're not looking at... All right, we'll get to the
No, I'm gonna
Pokemon
see-
themselves
are the
later.
Pokemon here? Oh, there. Good.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, they're there.
We'll get to them.
Okay.
This is the trainer itself. A human child.
I think it's just gonna be like here too, right?
Pretty unacceptable to eat.
Would he be tasty though?
Well,
He's kind of lean.
ooh, good point.
Alright.
Compared to Ness,
Yeah.
it's like here,
Yeah, definitely.
or
like
same
around
as
the-
Luigi, maybe. I feel like he's like the same. Well, no, Luigi's
Yeah.
slightly fat. Maybe like
I don't
here.
associate Pokemon
Luigi's got a
Trainer
bit of a
with like
punch.
a. Yeah.
Pokemon Trainer gets a lot of walking in.
Yeah.
Might ride a bike,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
depending
like
on
here.
your choices.
Yeah, definitely not tasty.
Yeah, he goes to the gym a lot.
True.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he doesn't actually work out.
I know it's a joke. Chimpanzee.
What are those? He's not a chimp, he's a monkey. He has a tail.
Ooh, that's true. He's a spider monkey. Spider monkeys are like less taboo than gorillas, right? Because they're less related to us.
Yeah, but still.
Also, are they less? Because they're smaller, so they should be less endangered, right? Because they're easier. They use less resources.
I think they're less endangered. It depends on the monkey, but.
He's a spider monkey.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is that canon?
Get it, cannon, because Donkey Kong jumps in barrel cannons a lot.
So I would think he would be like same, like slightly more acceptable to eat, but I don't know about tastiness compared to Donkey
Yeah.
Kong.
Well, I mean, all monkeys are pretty muscular.
Yeah, also definitely less.
And
meat.
he's not a baboon, so he's herbivorous like Donkey Kong.
Right,
He eats fruit, bananas.
but he's also
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Again, maybe bringing up the veal thing. Maybe like a little
But
more veal type.
He's not just veal. He's
He's
like a different
acrobatic.
species to begin. I don't even know if he's a
Yeah.
child. He could just be like an adult spider monkey.
I
actually
think
don't
he's an
know.
adult. He has a girlfriend.
Yeah. So
He's Donkey Kong's little friend. They're bros.
yeah. Oh, I just looked up. Brown spider monkey is critically endangered.
Oh, okay.
Where I don't know if he's a brown spider monkey.
He's
They're
brown in
multiple-
color. I mean, actual gorillas have black hair and Donkey Kong does not, but like
So I'm just gonna this same.
Yeah.
But like,
I think if gorillas are not critically endangered, so I think
Right.
he's more unacceptable to eat.
Lexi, what do you think about taste? Would you rather
Could-
eat a gorilla or a spider monkey?
He looks like he has more fat on him.
Does he?
I don't know.
Less muscle.
Oh, because of Gabby is saying because
he
of
eats
all
bananas.
They're both very
Right.
high potassium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think higher than donkey?
Yeah, might be banana flavored. We're
Okay,
not
all
sure.
right.
I think they're both banana. You see how much bananas they eat.
Yeah.
Either. Lucas.
Lucas.
I think probably same as Ness. I don't know.
About-
I don't think there's any
Oh.
reason why.
I
they'd be
think
different.
Lucas is more reliant on his psychic ability than Ness is,
Ooh, so
which makes him a little less muscular.
more tasty.
Yeah,
I think so.
definitely like probably more tasty.
But in the Subspace Emissary, he's also more of a coward than Ness. So we've established Luigi's
Oh.
more
I believe
adrenaline.
that's also true in Mother 3, is that like he has an arc revolving around getting over his fears. I think I
Yeah.
haven't played it.
But he also looks like he would be strawberry banana flavor.
That's a very good point.
Or maybe like
Well,
orange.
Compared
lemon,
to
nice citrusy.
Ness's colors, what do you think?
Oh, definitely tastier because
Tastier?
if we're thinking strawberry banana, like that's like a
That's a good one.
coveted like
You're right.
flavor combo.
Yeah, and Gabby points out he does look like he would taste like yogurt. He does look. He's a
Gogurt.
very Gogurty looking little boy.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
so on the go, he has to eat his yogurt through a tube.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah, definitely there. Yeah.
So
Alright.
hedgehog, I know people eat. Is
it good?
I hear it's good. He's also anthropomorphic. He also runs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's skinny. He has a big head. That's
There wouldn't be a whole lot of meat on him.
because a lot of
but-
it would be the quills. He has giant quills.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the meat that's there could be pretty good.
Yeah, but I feel like Sonic would have like a lot of muscle because he's so fast.
But if you look at him, he has like noodle arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he
he's
has
just
like
just
He's
because
not
you
muscle
have noodle
mass.
arms.
He's
yeah.
got definition.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I don't.
I bet there's good eating on those big floppy feet of his.
Yeah, Gabby asked if you go with onion rings. Yes, I think he would.
He would go very well with onion rings.
I think
That's what I call fast food. Da-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I think he would be more acceptable to eat than. I think
Tastes better than
I think he tastes okay.
Yeah, I think it would taste okay.
I feel like he tastes really good.
I think he's more
really
acceptable
good.
to eat than clothes-wearing animals like Falco.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
He's also blue flavored.
I don't think he'd be as tasty as Peach, though.
Okay. Boy, we
Blue flavor is... And he's a very appetizing, like, IKB-ish shade of blue.
Yeah.
I feel like more acceptable to eat depending on who you ask. Like, there are, like half of the world is like, no, don't eat Sonic, we love Sonic, and the other half is like,
He's
eat
really
Sonic
annoying.
at all
That's a good
costs.
point. We have to take into account if society likes Sonic.
I hear the
Yeah.
new movie, the Ben Schwartz films are quite good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them, but...
Are we good with him there, or do you want to change him?
I
up
would
or
put
down?
him even more acceptable.
Even
to eat.
more?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Even though we just said there were going to be people with
I think-
forks and
Yeah.
knives.
I think
Yeah.
he's exactly as acceptable to eat as Yoshi. They both wear shoes, and
but
not much
Sonic
else.
kisses a human woman.
And he shouldn't have.
Wait, Sonic kisses a human
Yeah, in,
woman?
the, in one
Sonic
of the Sonic
06.
games. Sonic 06.
What?
She's voiced by Lacey Chabert, who was one of
Really?
the Mean Girls.
He kisses fucking Gretchen Wieners?
Sonic kissed Gretchen Wieners. That's canon.
He kisses fucking
They
season
kissed
1 Meg
on
Griffin?
the lips. There may have been tongue. The game's graphics aren't good enough to tell me that. It is an overtly romantic.
Okay.
It's not like a little kiss on the forehead like you give to your cat or your dog. It is a kiss.
But we're missing the important question. Is there a scene in that game where Lisa Chabert's character then says what Sonic tasted like?
No.
No, okay.
The game itself gets embarrassed and decides not to dwell on that.
Do we just want to leave Sonic here or move?
So Gretchen Wieners, if you're watching this video,
Let us know.
let
Yeah.
us know.
Yes.
Which one? Wait.
Her
Gretchen's dad
did
invented toaster
invent
strudel.
toaster strudel.
Oh my god. Yo, he must taste like toaster strudel.
All right, let's roll with it.
King Dedede.
He looks like he tastes like toaster strudel.
Yeah.
That shade of blue.
King Dedede. Peking. Gabby points out Peking Dedede.
Now he's a penguin, not a duck, but he is a very penguin, a duck-like penguin.
Yeah,
with
and
that beak shape.
people have eaten penguin. I'm sure they have.
Penguins is practically chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat a penguin.
Yeah, you can
I
eat
feel
penguin.
bad about it.
There's a lot of meat about him, and he's a king, which means he's super acceptable to eat.
Super acceptable.
And he's a
to eat.
dictatorial. He's an autocratic king.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
I think he's less acceptable to eat than Bowser.
Yeah, I think he's
Really?
nicer.
He's not
than
as
Bowser.
overtly evil.
Are you sure? I feel like wait.
He's
what are
a
those?
jerk, but he's
What
not.
are what are his little people?
Waddle Dees.
Waddle Dees. Doesn't he
Dees.
like throw them?
Yeah, he does
around?
throw them.
Yeah, but Bowser does worse to Koopas, and Bowser is a worse dude than Dedede.
See, I don't know. I look at King Dedede and I go, I would eat that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. He would taste better.
Listen,
than
I
Bowser.
would. I literally get hungry whenever I play against the King Dedede. I'm gonna be
He would
honest.
taste. Doesn't he have an ability where he can like throw vegetables at you?
Yeah, I think so.
Like you could make a nice stew. With all
Yeah,
those?
if you get the right assist trophy, yes, you can literally cook King Dedede in a stew
with the trophy
with the trophy
as a bowl.
No. I mean,
in
there's
the
there's
bowl
an
of the
assist
trophy.
trophy that literally is a character. I forget for which game,
Oh,
but
okay.
it takes all the characters and cooks them in a stew and makes food.
That's
Man,
that's
it
Kirby's
is-
Final Smash.
Yeah, in Brawl at least.
It is not looking good for King Dedede.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
I can't. Oh my god, I'm
Alright.
so hungry.
Olimar.
I'm actually Olimar. Okay, Olimar is tiny.
Let's keep moving.
Olimar is the size of a dime.
Yeah, he's a little guy, so you could eat him without knowing it.
I feel like I'm annoyed by Olimar.
I love Olimar. Listen, I mained Olimar in Brawl, and then they added Villager, and I mained Villager. But, it's Lexi's choice, wherever you want to...
He's got a bunch of little guys with him, and I think that's unfair.
Yeah, you also eat the little vegetable guys.
Do we rank?
Pikmin guy.
Can you scroll down and see if the Pikmin are on here separately? And if so,
No.
okay, so we're ranking him and all the Pikmin.
I do want to...
I think the Pikmin, you could make a really nice salad if you
But-
mash those guys up. They got different flavors.
I do have to point out, they're tiny. You need a lot of
You need a lot of them, but that's okay.
You could harvest them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know how many oats go into an individual bowl of porridge?
Right. Oh, also, Olimar throws Pikmin around. He abuses the
He
little
abuses
Pikmin.
his Pikmin.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they mind being thrown. I think that's part of the attack.
No, but you still can't abuse...
It's like the way Colossus throws Wolverine at people.
No, but they're not. Listen, they don't know any better. They're not like giving their consent. They're just like they can't consent because they're little subsapient creatures. So it's like throwing like, you know.
But they don't
mice
get
at-
hurt by the landing. They land on an enemy.
No, but
and
they
then
get
start
killed all the
chomping.
time.
They do get killed all the time. They're like
Yeah.
ants.
I feel
Also,
like people would be really mad about that.
we're talking one Olimar.
In that case, it is also more acceptable to eat the Pokemon trainer because he makes animals fight for his amusement.
This is
yeah,
true.
but also Olimar.
Let's have the inevitable argument: is Pokemon cockfighting?
That's actually a good point.
The answer is yes.
But Olimar is not human. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Where is Pokemon?
Oh, it's
He's
like
in there
down
somewhere.
by
Oh,
a
right, yeah.
hike.
Slightly here, I guess. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Children who engage in cockfighting
Oh.
rings should be killed and
But
eaten.
then again, he himself is a child who's been indoctrinated in society.
Yeah,
which,
it's a cultural thing.
So it's a culture thing. So it's not entirely his fault. But anyways, we have to keep in mind Olimar is a tiny little guy, so how tasty would he be really?
Tasty probably varies. Very round.
I don't think you even
and
taste
also-
Olimar because he's like one really tiny guy.
You could like, yeah, I don't think he'd taste that good. He'd be hard to cook evenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say like middle.
Also,
Yeah.
like Gabby makes a very good point of like the Pikmin would like be like eating nerds.
Yeah, the Pikmin
Yeah.
I think would be great.
Yeah.
Olimar not so much.
So I think if you were to eat Olimar, you might get a few Pikmin in.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be enough to make a significant like flavor difference. It would
Because
just go
the
in your
Pikmin
mouth.
themselves do not appear on this list, let's just honorarily
Yeah.
say that they would be both acceptable to eat and delicious.
Yeah. Also, Olimar himself looks completely indifferent to throwing around his little Pikmin.
That's
So
true.
super acceptable to eat.
Yeah, he does-
But
He does have a family.
They are acceptable to eat, but unacceptable to throw?
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to point Olimar does have a family though. I just remembered.
Well, nobody
But
likes
nobody-
abusing like livestock.
Does he throw them at people?
That's a good point. Let's move on. Let's just
Alright.
you know what? Let's
I don't think Lucario tastes
I
very
don't
good.
think Olimar is as evil as Ganondorf.
No,
I think
of course
like
not.
here. But still
Is he more evil than Roy and Marth?
No one knows. No one knows anything about
Alright.
these characters.
Uh,
Lucario, he's a dog, he's a jackal.
Probably
an
tastes
anthropomorphic
pretty bad.
jackal.
Really, you think he tastes black? I think he tastes
Pro-
blue flavored.
Similar to do you think
dog meat.
similar to Fox, like blue flavored dog.
He tastes a little better because he's not a robot or a cyborg.
Yeah.
He also, even though he doesn't talk, he does have psychic powers. So I
Mm-hmm.
think in the same level of Mew, he would be like in this quadrant.
Yeah, he's not as anthropomorphized as Fox.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where do you want to put him? I know he's blue flavored, Lexi. Like you can let that take into
Blue
account.
flavored dog.
Yeah, relative to the other
He's
canine.
certainly tastier than Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely tastier than Fox. Acceptable to eat, probably more acceptable. I feel like people don't really. They love their Pokemon, but they also, they still treat them like animals, right?
But he does. That's a good point. But he does talk. Like he says, "Now you feel the force of the aura."
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
he can actually form
But
sentences.
he doesn't say that. He uses his brain. He's like a friggin' furry version of Mew, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like the people.
Mew's already a furry version of Mew.
He's not furry. He's rubbery.
Yeah, but you know.
But the people of the Pokemon universe would probably just be like, what's that talking noise that I hear in my head? That's weird. And they
Yeah.
would eat him anyway, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm here.
All right. Rob is acceptable to eat, but does not taste good, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to eat Rob, but it's not unacceptable to
Yeah.
eat Rob.
Yeah.
If you said, "Oh, I'm gonna eat," if you made a YouTube video and it's like, "Oh, I'm eating this toy," they're not gonna be like, "Oh, you're a bad
monster.
person." They're like, "Aha, what a."
Why
funny
would you
stunt."
do that?
Yeah. So, I don't think it'll kill you. I mean, no, it'll definitely kill you.
Yeah, it probably would.
Yeah.
A lot of rare earth minerals in there. You could get
I
an
feel like
actual
less-
Rob.
Okay.
They were a real product they sold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You could eat one
He's the only one that you could actually eat canon.
in
Yeah.
real life. Yes.
Where do you want to put him relative to? Do you want to move like? Lexi,
No,
what do you
no,
think?
Mr. Game & Watch stays right where he is. But less acceptable than Mr. Game & Watch because people are just kind of like, why are you doing that,
Yeah. Also, he's a little cute, so
Yeah.
it's slightly more weird to eat a raw.
He looks like
Yeah.
Wally.
Yeah.
Or rather, Wally
Yeah.
looks like him.
That good?
Yeah, that's good.
Toon Link, also a child. Is there anything significantly different with this version of Link compared to Young Link?
He is a little. I think he'd be tastier because he's less ripped than Young Link, but also because he's lighter in game. But also he's more acceptable to eat because of his cartoony art style.
But he's cuter though.
Yeah, but Pikachu's cute. Lambs are
That's
cute.
True.
Also, I will point out there was a time where people were super annoyed that Nintendo came out with this version of Link.
Yes.
Because it was so different from the more realistic style that Nintendo went with.
And nowadays, I think Wind Waker is more fondly remembered than Twilight Princess, which was the more dark and realistic counterpoint game.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Twilight Princess is fine, but people look back on Wind Waker and like, oh, that was one of the best ones.
Yeah, people like Wind Waker a lot more than they did back when it came out.
Gabby points out that Toon Link looks like Bratz dolls.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
You also take into account if you eat Toon Link, you have to eat his gigantic eyeballs.
And therefore he makes good sausage because he's a brat. Worst.
Anyways, is this placement good?
I eat eyeballs.
Where do you want to move him?
Yeah, definitely, like, tasty. Yeah, not very acceptable to eat. That is a good... Maybe a little more acceptable to eat because, like, he's a toon character.
Yeah.
And, like, it's, he's less human-looking because of that.
Well, do we want to put him on the same level as Nana and Popo, or... Because they're both in the same sort of chibi-like style.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely less
I think we
tasty
moved Nana and Popo over to where he just was.
Cool. Like that? So they're not just all clustered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get some...
Yeah, but is he on the same level as Lucas?
In terms of tastiness?
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably
not
less
quite.
tasty.
Maybe not quite as tasty.
Less tasty,
Alright.
yeah.
Wolf, I think, would be similar to Fox.
I think he's gamier.
Gamier, so less tastier.
But
Yeah.
more acceptable to eat because he's evil.
Looks like he tastes like gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
He probably smokes.
Yeah.
Ooh, my main, Villager.
Now, despite the art style, I will argue the Villager is not a child.
Yeah,
Because he
they're an
lives in a
adult.
house by himself.
Like, pays taxes.
Yeah. Can have debt.
Yeah. Can gamble. Is also, like, you're allowed to gamble in
Okay.
the game.
Okay, if we want to go with that, then where do we want to put Villager?
I will also point out the cartoony art style makes him more acceptable to eat, as we've established.
Wait, also, are there the other villagers here? Oh, yeah, the other villagers.
Wow,
So
all
there's-
the Koopalings are in
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so we have to take into account this is male villager. And once again, as Lexi established, female humans taste better than male
Let's put him, like, right between Diddy and Toon Link.
Never say the word Diddy.
Is he more acceptable to eat, though?
Sorry.
Well, if he's an adult, then apparently.
Yeah.
But
He's a cartoony adult.
Yeah.
Also more acceptable than... That much more acceptable than Mario?
He's cartoonier than Mario. Look at his nose shape and his eyes.
But less tasty than Toon Link.
Would we argue more acceptable than the monkeys?
No. No, definitely not.
Because he's still basically human.
I would put him, like, here, just because if we're saying he's an adult, then okay, more acceptable than Toon Link.
Okay.
And more cartoony, more acceptable than Mario and Captain Falcon. But tastiness...
Oh, the villagers, they also don't eat, like, any meat, I don't think. Like, it's just fruits and
Right, I
fish.
guess you never see them, like, kill one of their pig friends. and
Yeah,
cook
because it
their-
would it would raise questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just...
Say,
Would that
But
make
they
a
don't
nice
even eat fish. They don't
side
even
of
eat
bacon?
fish. From...
Gabby points out that he looks like Greg from Over the Garden Wall,
Yeah.
which kind of, yes.
So do we want to put him, like, higher because he doesn't eat meat?
Never made that connection before.
Yeah,
I feel bad
like,
about eating him
definitely
now.
higher.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
because
like,
they don't even eat fish.
But more acceptable.
You can catch fish in that game. Do you not eat them?
You don't eat them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mega Man, I think, would be similar to Rob, maybe slightly less acceptable because he looks more
No,
human.
he looks more human, but he is a robot. He is not a cyborg. He is completely made out of inorganic material, canonically.
I think that should be it, right?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yep.
Wii Fit Trainer, so she's a muscular lady.
But looks like a
Styrofoam mannequin?
But,
yeah.
but remember, that's just her style due to the limitations of I'm assuming the Wii program.
Yeah.
I think she'd be similar
No,
to
I think
Zero
that's
Suit
a deliberate stylization choice.
But
They
are we-
wanted her to look.
So, okay,
They could have made her look more human.
So do we
Yeah.
want to say she's like... Because I feel like in terms of... First of all, in terms of acceptability, should she be like here, right?
See, I feel like she'd taste not good. She'd be not tasty.
Not good at all?
Not tasty and very acceptable to eat. Because
What? She's literally like the most like, oh, she's just a human woman. You know what I mean? Like,
No, she looks like a mannequin, you know?
But she's
Like, I feel
not.
like if somebody pulled up a YouTube video and again, they were like, so I'm eating the Wii Fit lady today.
I would watch that video. Gabby informs us that the Wii Fit Trainer once called her fat in a cute Japanese voice.
Oh, true.
good point.
Everybody's annoyed.
Wii Fit Trainer fat shames people. Okay.
Would she be that tasty, though? Like, she looks like she tastes like styrofoam.
So we want to put Wii Fit Trainer down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, super acceptable to eat.
because she fat shames people and she has no meat on her bones. And as Gabby points out, she's gray and overcooked.
Like,
You could interpret it that way.
overcooked.
Rosalina and Luma. Both of them. One of them's a literal star.
Yeah, you get a 2 for here.
I feel like they'd both be fairly tasty. Rosalina is less acceptable to eat than Luma for reasons that are obvious.
Do we want to interpret Luma as like a literal star?
I think he looks lemon flavored
Okay.
or like a little marshmallow.
Okay. So
but would be potentially a ball of gas.
Maybe.
yeah, so I think on the same level.
Stars aren't made of gas; they're made of plasma.
Oh, sorry, plasma?
So okay, so we're gonna interpret her as like a human woman, same to the in the same vein as Peach, but she has like a little, not a huge ball of plasma, a small ball of plasma with her at all times, and you have to eat both of them.
Alright.
Would it be more acceptable to eat her though because like let's say like you're paying for her at a restaurant, right? Like,
Go on.
You pay a certain amount of money, but you get more food because there's 2 of them, right?
Also, she's huge.
Yeah, but I just want to say, okay,
Rosalina is a giant.
The fact that but she's still basically a human, right? Isn't she a human?
I think so. She's at least human-like.
So maybe more acceptable than Peach, but Peach is also more acceptable than Wario at least.
Yeah.
She's as
definitely.
human as Zelda.
As human. Okay,
She's
so let's
just
have her
much
on the
larger.
same level as Zelda. Tastiness compared to Zelda. Would the plasma taste good? Because remember, we're eating both of them.
Probably not.
No, I feel like that would give you a lot of indigestion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If honestly, I think maybe here, because if we're eating
Yeah.
plasma,
Yeah.
it would kill
So
you.
because of Luma has dragged us down,
Rosalina, yeah.
Rosalina on her own would be reasonably tasty.
Because, like, eating Rosalina, even if Rosalina tastes good, then having to down it with plasma would override. Like, no, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like your favorite food, right? You're like, oh, I know this is gonna go right through me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
That's a good
really
point.
want to eat it.
Little Mac. Just a muscular human. Pretty...
Yeah.
Also, he's also like a teenager, I'm pretty sure. So,
He's canonically supposed to be 17.
yeah, so also pretty taboo to eat. But in terms of tastiness,
I always thought he might be Latino.
maybe because pretty muscular. Maybe not. He doesn't smoke. So maybe like here?
I think he'd be about as tasty to eat as Captain Falcon.
Yeah, I genuinely,
Maybe tastier.
I don't know a lot about this character, but I think he looks like a greaser from the 50s
yeah.
or something.
He's a boxer. I think he's mostly based on Rocky Balboa,
But he's small.
but he's smaller.
Yeah. Cause
He's smaller
Little
than all
Mac.
the other boxers.
He's the underdog.
Yeah, but he can be the best of them if you play the game
He's
right.
pretty muscular. I think he's a good ball of meat.
He's pretty ripped.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that make him less tasty?
I think so.
Yeah. So maybe, but like, okay, compared to Luigi,
But
do you think,
I'm thinking more in terms of Captain Falcon.
do you think a small, ripped boy, 17-year-old boy, would be more or less tasty than a, like a 30-year-old Italian plumber with a bit of a pouch?
I
Luigi
think
definitely has a drink now and then.
Yeah, well, like Luigi, like if you're thinking like older, like that's kind of like aged meat, right?
Yeah. So do you think do you prefer aged meat or young meat?
You know what? Aged for sure. Because,
Aged for sure? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move him like down. Do you think that's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Greninja,
Have you ever had frog's legs?
I've had some.
They good.
They are pretty good, and they're giant frog legs.
Mm-hmm.
Giant looks like many different flavors could be working here.
Yep.
Lexi, have you had frog legs?
No,
Okay.
They're pretty
But-
good. Taste
Yeah.
kind of like chicken.
I would try them. Would indeed.
You should. I would put it here. I think frog legs definitely taste better than mice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming because
I imagine.
frog legs is a bigger delicacy, so I'm assuming they're more tasty.
I think I've had rabbit when I was very young. I don't remember it very well.
And also, Greninja is less cute than Pikachu.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, so super acceptable to eat. Like, the people of the Pokemon
Yeah.
universe probably eat Greninja all the time.
Yeah.
Even though he is supposed to be like a ninja, so a human, but still, like, look at him. He's not fooling anyone.
He's a
Yeah,
frog.
no.
It's not a scarf,
Palutena,
that's his tongue.
a literal goddess.
Yeah, extremely taboo, delicious.
Extremely tasty. Green flavored.
So, okay, Dark Pit. Isn't Dark Pit, like, is he evil?
I
I don't know what his deal
I
is.
don't know.
He's at least darker, like, edgy.
Edgy?
I think he's more acceptable.
He's also an angel, right?
I think he's like a fallen angel, maybe.
Maybe just like, whoa.
Ooh.
Maybe same level of tastiness, slightly more acceptable? I actually have no idea.
Sure. Why not? I've never
Yeah,
played these
if
games.
he's, you know what? Let's assume that he's a dark fallen angel. Probably acceptable to eat.
Like all the way here?
Would he be even
But
more?
also, would being an angel make him tasty, but would being a fallen angel make him taste bad?
Oh, maybe.
No,
Someone inevitably in the comments is going to get mad at us for talking about things we know
What?
nothing about.
Yeah, I know.
And I say to that person, go watch a better informed YouTube channel then. The whole fun of this is that we are thinking about things we don't even know anything about.
Okay, okay.
I personally think you should
He
put
is
an essay.
okay. So it says he's a clone of Pit, and he's an anti-hero.
Okay.
He's a rival. He's not evil.
Okay.
Or at least he's not like. super
If he's a clone, I imagine he wouldn't taste very good because.
Interesting.
Have you seen?
I'd say he tastes the same as Pit.
You remember? Did you see The Fly?
Yes.
Remember when they send the steak through the teleporter and it comes at the other side and she's like, "Oh, this tastes bad and synthetic."
Oh. It tastes funny.
Funny how?
It tastes synthetic.
But I'm pretty sure he's like a magical clone, so the rules are different.
Maybe, and that wasn't actually a clone meat, but still.
Yeah, so I think he would go here. So he tastes the same as Pit, but just slightly more acceptable because he's slightly less good. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll accept that.
Because he's cloned magically, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Pac Man.
What the fuck is Pac Man?
Not to be confused with Pokemon and Pikmin.
Pac-Man is definitely yellow flavored.
Yeah. Are we thinking lemon or banana?
Oh.
I'm thinking lemon.
Lemon. Yeah, lemon.
He looks like a gumball.
He eats cherries. He eats fruit like watermelon.
Ghosts eat him, but then
Ghosts
sometimes he
eat
eats
him,
the
sometimes
ghosts.
he eats ghosts. He's always
Yeah.
eating the white pills.
So I think like it's already confirmed. Yeah, like Gabby's saying, looks like a jawbreaker.
If we eat,
Sometimes you eat the ghost, and sometimes, well, he eats you.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea where we're gonna put Pac Man. Lexi just read you on the
I
book.
think he's-
Super acceptable to eat because all of the
Really?
ghosts eat him.
But we're
anyway.
not the ghosts are the bad guys. We're supposed to hate the ghosts for eating Pac Man.
Do we hate the ghosts? There was that one.
Also remember, Pac Man has. Wait, does he
has
have a
a-
wife? He's Miss Pac Man.
She's
Yeah.
Miss Pac Man.
She could be his sister.
Yeah.
I know she's his girlfriend.
Either way-
they have a kid though.
Okay.
They have an illegitimate child.
It's Miss. That's MS period. So you don't know if they're right.
Oh, that's true. It's
MISS?
No,
Ms. It's
M.I.
Ms.
Yeah.
It's not MISS.
So you don't. So her
And there
their
are-
marital status is.
There are
not-
plenty of married women who go by Ms.
Yeah.
That way.
So then, is it even depending on who you ask? Is it more acceptable to eat Pac-Man because he had a child out of wedlock?
I mean, they could be.
That's okay.
Depending on who you ask.
He committed the cardinal sin
Oh, plenty of people
of
have children.
premarital sex.
Oh no.
He deserves to die. I would put him like here because he's definitely more cartoony. You know, in
Yeah.
terms
I
of
think he's
the-
more acceptable to eat than endangered monkeys and apes.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
he's super acceptable to eat.
And he's
like,
pretty tasty.
if,
Really?
If we know.
I can put him like in here somewhere.
Yeah, if we know that
All the
the
way here?
ghosts. Yeah.
why not?
Okay.
Because the ghosts like eat Pac-Man, and we don't like the ghosts, but we will look at the ghosts and we go, "Huh, you have a good point of eating Pac-Man."
And we eat the ghosts, so Pac-Man does not register as a member of any kind of species to me. He is so abstracted that I feel like eating him would not feel like cannibalism. It's just like,
Yeah.
here's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. So I guess when you play Pac-Man, you're watching two creatures that are not human eat each other.
Well, what are
So-
they the ghosts of?
We don't know.
Maybe they're human ghosts.
Maybe they're human and they just really want one last good meal.
But once
Yeah.
again,
Pac-Man.
if they are human
Hungry
ghosts,
ghosts is a thing in Japanese.
if they are human ghosts,
folklore.
then we're supposed to hate them for eating Pac-Man. The game trains us to run away from the human ghosts trying to eat us. So it trains us to learn human ghosts should not eat Pac-Man because we're trying to avoid
No,
it.
living humans should eat Pac-Man because the hunger of a ghost is a hunger that can never really be satisfied.
Good point.
So everything a ghost takes is not given back in any form. Whereas when a human being eats something, it will be given back when we die, and our bodies return to the grass, Simba.
Okay. Okay, let's move on.
What's her name again?
Lucina. I'm just gonna go out here. Just put Lucina same as Marth or Echoes. I don't want to.
Yeah, they're
think
probably
about
like the same person. I don't know.
Corin.
Corin is the one who can turn into a dragon, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Does his ability to change into a dragon affect how tasty we want to put him?
Dragon probably tastes real good.
Yeah, it's like a water dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you sure though?
Even hydrating, you know?
Yeah.
If it's a water
Ooh.
dragon.
So tasty.
You know, like koalas almost never have to like go down to a pond or a stream to drink. They get all of their fluids from the eucalyptus trees
Oh, wow.
because the eucalyptus itself is so hydrating.
Yeah, I feel like that's this similar situation here.
Do we want to, since he's like a supernatural creature, do we want to put him on the same level, sort of close like Dark Pit and these other?
No,
like,
because he's not a divine creature.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that because we haven't played.
Well, let's
Fire.
assume he's not.
Well,
Also, I would like to point out, looks like he tastes like coconut, therefore coconut
sure.
water.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty good.
Do you want to put him here? Because I don't think he's a king the way Marth
Now,
is.
Corin can be male or female. You
I
can
think
decide in
female
the
one's
skins.
here. Where's
Is the female one in here as well?
Yeah, there
Oh,
she
yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, there she is.
So
All right,
once
let's-
again, slightly
yeah.
above.
All right.
Girl
That
power.
addresses my next point.
Girl power.
Shulk. I know Shulk.
You're gonna replenish so many electrolytes eating Corin. I don't. Shulk is from Xenoblade.
Yeah,
Xenoblade. I know
one of my favorite video games,
Okay,
Xenoblade Chronicles.
perfect. Okay, so Lexi can
you know
take
about
over.
them. Tell us.
Yeah,
I
so
haven't played this.
Like,
so
tell us.
Shulk.
I know there's a lot of lore behind Shulk. We just need what's relevant to his
Okay.
tastiness.
Literally, okay, spoilers for the game. Shulk quite literally fights a god and says that the god in the game, by the way, is breeding all of these homs, which are like the humans of the game, to be food for this giant robot that they live on, which is super messed up. And so Shulk's biggest thing is that he's going to kill this god because they're going to create a world without the need for gods, which is so cool.
But
So-
also, it's a god that hungers to feed human beings to a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a metaphor for capitalism?
Yes.
Is Shulk trying to create a world that does not need gods or capitalism?
You know what? Not confirmed,
Is
but I
Shulk a
feel
communist?
I'm not confirmed by Nintendo ? But yes, I believe that
At
that's
least-
what they were going for.
Interesting.
So I feel like very not acceptable to eat because he's such a like
Good dude?
hero and he's
Is he a
such a
kid?
good person. He's like a teenager.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
just thought it was. Okay, but like in terms of tastiness,
In terms of tastiness,
we
probably.
know, or people are trying to eat him, right? Apparently, or machine. Actually, no. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
Sorry.
this like
Yeah. Yeah,
this
if he's
god.
been bred specifically to be delicious.
That's a good point. If he's bred specifically to be eaten, he must taste pretty damn
you know,
good.
all the bread I've ever had was to be eaten.
Anyways, Lexi, is that true? He gets bred to be eaten.
Technically, yes. I can't remember. I've played this game like a while ago. But technically, is it to be eaten or like to be used for their energy? I can't remember now.
Well, that is what eating is.
Yeah. So probably very tasty.
Okay, so that's what Shulk there.
All right.
Bred by a god, mind you.
That's true.
Like,
If a god created something to be tasty, it must be the tastiest fucking thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bowser Jr., I think, is exactly as acceptable to eat as Bowser and slightly tastier.
I'll put.
Yeah,
or
I
do
don't
you
want
think-
Yeah.
or do you
He's
think
not
less
top tier tasty. but
Less
he's-
meat than Bowser.
Yeah. But
Less
this isn't
meat,
how
but-
filling they'd be. This is how tasty they'd be.
Yeah. Also, like, probably more fat than Bowser. So tasty.
Yeah, tastier. Also, probably less acceptable.
Yeah, because he's a
Yeah.
kid. You're right.
Yeah.
He's actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is tricky because we have an animal that is unacceptable to eat and tastes bad, and an animal that's very acceptable to eat and tastes great.
And before you get, I know that we know there's a third member of this team that's the off-screen person with the zapper off-screen, whatever.
Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know that.
Because that's why there's like gunshots shooting at the screen when you play as Duck Hunt.
Oh, that's cute.
But anyways, we're not taking it out. We're just talking about the dog and the duck. I think it's gonna be in this quadrant because both these both these animals are acceptable to eat. I
hate that dog so much. Not because of Super Smash Brothers. I think it is entirely acceptable to kill and eat this dog.
Right, because of Duck Hunt?
Because he's so annoying in Duck Hunt. When you fail, he laughs at you.
That's true.
He doesn't say, "That's okay, try again." He says, "Ha ha, fuck you."
Yeah.
He does the Lord Farquaad laugh and point thing.
And listen, I'm glad Danny brought that up so we don't have to go into like whether or not it's okay to eat dogs debate. So we'll just put him as like very acceptable. And what about tasting this? You said dogs don't taste that good?
I don't think they would, but duck is great.
Yeah, I know. Once again, I have like family and friends who've had dog. I don't think they said. Actually, I think I've had. Wait, let me check my.
Probably not much to write.
I'm just gonna check my Facebook chat conversations with this person and see if I can find.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so I found what my friend said about eating dog. He said it's not terrible. It's a bit like discount beef, but if it's cooked properly, it can be better. So I think this is a good place to put it.
All right, the duck certainly boosts him up quite a bit.
Yeah. So like if you had like a dog and a duck meal together would be pretty tasty, I think.
I feel like it tastes pretty good actually.
Ryu.
Looks super
A ripped
muscly.
dude, cartoonishly ripped. He didn't used to be, but he was fairly wiry back in the original Street Fighter 2 days, but now he's the size of a Buick. I would put him to see him as basically equivalent to Captain Falcon.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
They're both strong enough to create fire when they punch.
Yes.
So, I don't see any reason why they'd be any different.
Cloud.
I've never played any Final Fantasy.
No,
Lexi,
I've been late in my life, so I haven't played this game.
Damn.
Oh no! You know who's gonna click on this video, Danny? People who like people who like video games, and they're gonna be insulted by this.
Good.
Okay, I don't. What is Cloud's deal? Okay, he's
looks, a whiny man who sucks.
He looks like just a muscular guy. I think he'd be like in
he
the
listens
same,
to a lot
like,
of Simple Plan.
Yeah, probably like is in his emo phase.
Yeah, he'd probably be the same as Ryu and what's his face?
Probably bleached his hair.
He's a little tastier because he's less ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like fairly ripped.
Is Cloud a god?
No, he's just a guy.
Because doesn't he fight Sephiroth, who is a god?
Sephiroth is a one-winged angel. Sephiroth's a guy who has acquired magical abilities.
Well, Cloud is never addressed as a god. He has to protect a piece, as Sephiroth plays the roles of Satan and a shadow with Cloud having to surpass him in the narrative.
That is weak. He's a guy. He's just a guy.
You can't be both a revolutionary and a god. That's not how it works.
Yeah, you can. Marduk.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Marduk is a Babylonian god who led a revolution and brought the gods to power at the expense of Tiamat.
You know what I just fucking realized? These two aren't Corrin, they're Robin.
I get these characters mixed up.
Or is this Robin and this Corrin? No, well this is Robin. This is Corrin.
Oh.
Wait, is there another Corrin? Yeah, that's the Corrin. That's how fucking interchangeable these fuckers are.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Okay, so these ones aren't dragons, so it'll go down here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they got like magical spellbook.
Yeah.
I haven't played this game in a while.
Fuck Fire Emblem. They're just all a bunch of like similar looking characters. I'm not playing a fucking
That one.
Yeah.
Oh god, there can be so many angry comments in this video. Maybe this is a bad idea.
Wait, scroll back down. So there's Cloud.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Is that Cloud again?
Oh, that's Cloud in his other form, but it's okay.
Oh, fie on that.
Okay, Bayonetta, the sexy lady.
Yes, it's like she's a witch with magical hair.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said a sexy lady.
Why
I feel like
not?
a lot of people think that.
Yeah, I think she was designed to be as attractive a protagonist as possible in that regard. She's got that Lara Croft effect.
Because as Lexi said, more fat content, but I don't think Bayonetta has. I don't know.
She's got tiggle bitties, dude.
Does
Yeah.
she? Okay, I actually.
Oh, yes.
Okay. But
they designed her as someone that lonely gamers could hang up posters
is she
of.
a god?
She's a witch.
She's a witch. Does that make her taste good? I'm gonna look up what
Probably
do
not
witches
bad.
taste like.
What do witches taste?
Does wood sink in water? Why do witches burn?
Okay,
Because they're made of wood?
I think witches should be similar to these.
No, because
No?
it is way more acceptable to eat a witch. Than
Yeah,
no.
it's-
I
and they're
mean,
not divine beings.
I guess, but she's still more humanoid. I'd say but in terms of taste, I think.
Yeah,
her taste
she's
is good.
I don't think she'd taste that good. She'd be not as good as Peach.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Definitely not tasty.
Maybe
so,
tastier
like-
than Wario. I know a lot of her is hair.
Yeah, so would she just all be like hair?
You have to cut that
Well, you
off.
could cut that off.
Her clothes are her hair, actually.
Yeah.
Is she full of hair?
No, she's not.
It all grows off of
There's
her
her
head
head.
in normal places.
She's not, like,
it just wraps around her body.
When she opens her mouth, hair doesn't come
Yeah.
out. She's not stuffed with hair.
and the
I'm
hair
like,
that
I've
is
got-
her clothes is not growing out of. She's not. It's not like Donkey Kong, like a wool.
I'm
Yeah.
immediately thinking of like horror game brain.
Yeah. I
I
think
mean, that would be cool.
I think this would be good.
I'd play that game.
Okay,
Inkling.
that I'd say goes up there. Here's the thing.
Justify.
This is my argument. If you watched a MatPat Game Theory episode,
Have not.
Inkling, he proved that most likely Inkling, and I think this is later proven in the games that came out after a Game Theory episode, Inklings are evolved squid because squids have the ability to adapt real quickly. Squids and
I
octopuses.
think that's what they're supposed to be,
Yeah,
basically.
they adapt. So it was like, oh, are they a kid that turned into a squid or a squid that turned into a kid? There's squids that turned into a kid because of squids, both of mutations and squids' ability to turn themselves, to change, to camouflage and stuff.
I see how that makes them delicious. I will argue that makes them no more acceptable to eat than Fox and Falco.
But here's the thing. Real life octopuses and squids, very intelligent, we still eat them.
Yes.
And they're not... And because the fact that they keep turning back into squids indicate that their colors and stuff are just camouflage. They're not like
They're not really
wearing
wearing clothes?
clothes. They're just
Okay.
making themselves look like they're wearing clothes. And I don't think they actually speak English. I think they just go or something, which could...
In Japan, Mario doesn't speak English. He speaks Japanese.
You know what I mean? They don't speak a human language. They just make noises that could be...
But they're not
really-
human.
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay.
They're not like foxes, and they're not like Fox and Falco, where they're animals that are clearly meant to talk like humans. That's my argument for why I believe. And
So
also,
you're-
calamari is great. I love
Oh,
calamari.
calamari is great. I accept that they're delicious. I'm just questioning if they're really more acceptable to eat than the other uplifted animal characters,
Such as...
Fox, Falco. If you're making the case that they're not really wearing clothes, and this is an elaborate Guillermo del Toro's mimic effect of pretending to be humanoid, then okay, I'll accept that argument.
Because also in the games, it's established that lore is there. It's not just like they're in a world of anthropomorphic animals.
It's most
They're
like
in
other
a-
fish and things. Right?
Yeah, they're in a post-climate change world where sea creatures have taken over the world.
Interesting.
Yes, which is why. So Inklings
lore.
are specifically evolved squids that made themselves, as far as I understand, you can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, made themselves look like humans based on the remnants of human civilization.
Who are they trying to fool with this camouflage?
Nothing. They just think it's cool because they see
Okay.
the remnants of human civilization, and they're
Okay.
like, "Ooh, let's make ourselves look like this." And
Isn't Pikmin also set on a post-apocalyptic Earth?
yeah.
Yeah.
The difference is, I think, he's not. He's more humanoid, and also
Yeah.
he has a. I'm sure Inklings also have family, but they are.
All right, I'll accept this.
That's what. Okay,
Yeah.
what Lexi? Do you accept this?
I think you make a very, very good argument. I would also like to point out this specific Inkling looks like it tastes like an orange creamsicle.
Yes.
That's true.
A Valencian orange creamsicle?
A Valencian
Are there
orange creamsicle.
other Inklings?
Oh my God,
There's
this-
also a blue Inkling.
All right, well, let's put him slightly lower.
Slightly lower.
Blue, though. Does it taste... Do you think that's blueberry, blue raspberry? What do you think that is?
Definitely blue raspberry.
Oh, I put that
creamsicle.
higher than orange then.
Do you agree?
If we're thinking of ourselves, yes. If we're thinking of the public population, I feel like orange creamsicle is.
Oh, that's true. It is
Well,
the default creamsicle.
Lexi gets...
Also, the fact that women have more body fat than men does not apply when they are not mammals.
That's true.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I think that's good.
That's good.
All right.
Daisy, just like a princess as Peach, would she taste as good as Peach?
Yeah, she's the princess of Sarasaland.
But
I think she tastes comparable.
What would she taste like? Does she taste like orange creamsicle, or does she taste like daisies? Which you would put in more of a tea.
I know she's more... I think she's more athletic than Peach. You know,
Yeah,
she's more into sports.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they both appear in the sports games.
Yeah, but I think because Peach is always like, oh, I'm Peach. Like, Peach is more like
she's
a
more
representation
demure.
of royalty.
Mindful, demure, etc. Daisy's
Whereas
more of a tomboy.
more of a tomboy.
Yeah.
So I think less fat, more gym sweat.
You know what?
Less Peach.
I'm into it.
Less... Okay. Less...
Daisy's hot. I don't care.
We're not talking about... We're talking about
different tier
eating...
list.
Yep.
We're not talking about eating them in that way, Danny.
Ranking Smash Bros. Characters by how fuckable they are would be a boring list.
People have done that so many times.
I am sure they have, and I want no part in it.
I say we put Daisy here. Do you agree, Lexi? Just slightly less tasty as Peach.
Yeah, yeah.
I do not
definitely.
object.
Would she be less acceptable to eat though? Based off of how she treats her
That's
subjects.
a good point. Does she even have subjects?
She must, but they haven't appeared since the Game Boy.
I would say less acceptable to eat than both Zelda and
Sure.
Peach because it's not certain if she rules over anyone.
Yeah. Also, I would like to point out she doesn't use a toad as a human
She
shield.
does actually.
Oh, never mind.
She has the
Right. Oh,
She
that's
has
a
the
good
same-
point.
Never
She has the same
She's an
moveset as
echo,
Peach.
right? Never mind. But right back.
Hilarious.
All right,
to
never
okay.
mind.
Yeah.
Ridley.
Really disgust. Definitely doesn't taste.
I don't think
good.
he tastes
think
very
tastes
good.
No. Looks
Probably
like
not
rocks.
as bad as the metal people.
Yeah.
Probably-
Unless he's Meta Ridley, which I
Probably
believe can be a skin.
More acceptable to eat than Ganondorf because he's less human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as fat shamey as.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think
Alright.
this is a good place?
Yeah, that's a good place. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right. So we're going to ignore the various ones that are like two characters together or alternate skins of existing characters.
Well, depends on which one they are, but
all right,
we'll
maybe
get to
some of them.
But Simon, so I think Simon's sweatier and dirtier than Richter.
Yeah, he's definitely gamier.
I think would
They're
be
both
like near
in
Captain
the
Falcon.
ripped man section.
Yeah.
Probably less tasty than Captain
Yeah,
Falcon.
Richter's a little
Richter
on the
would be
twinkier
more.
side.
Do we think that's good?
Probably, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's a good one, yeah.
All right, what's this guy's name again?
Crom? I don't.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't.
I don't know, he's one of those guys.
He's here. Ooh, Dark Samus. Dark Samus is not Samus. Dark Samus is a bunch of Phazon.
Yep, she's made of radiation.
Not even a human.
She's a pile of
Yeah.
radioactive glop that took on a vaguely humanoid form.
Definitely like way acceptable to eat. I don't know how good it tastes at all.
Metroid Prime 2 was so good.
How tasty do you think Phazon is compared to Metal?
Less.
Less tasty?
Yeah,
So, like,
would
this is-
definitely, yeah.
Metal, you'll chip your teeth. Phazon, your teeth will probably melt or turn into monsters that attack you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in the same corner as Mr. Game Noir.
Yeah.
Also probably looks like, tastes like Tide Pods, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Not the way Tide Pods look like they taste, the way they probably actually
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, a crocodile. Your big fat crocodile. King K. Rool.
I think he tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he might be tastier than well, comparable to Bowser. He's almost the same character.
Would also be very acceptable to eat.
That's
Yep.
true. Probably like the same level of acceptability as Bowser, right?
Even more acceptable.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I guess because does King K. Rool have a kid?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, acceptable. And how tasty are we saying?
He does in Mario in Donkey Kong Country 3. He mentions having a wife.
Ooh, but no kid.
We never meet her. No kid. Because like He says, like, I use all my wife's best pots and pans to build that robot. She's going to kill me because you broke the robot.
So he's mean to his wife, is what
That's
you're
a good
saying.
point.
He's
That's
not a good
point.
husband, we can infer. It sounds like he's the henpecked one.
He's even more acceptable to eat.
More acceptable to eat than Pikachu,
Than
to be honest.
Pikachu.
Bowser raises...
More or less tastier than
There's
Pikachu.
the famous question of, like, who is Bowser Jr.'s mom? Who is the mother of the Koopalings? What's going on there? It's not Peach.
Yeah.
But
So, Lexi, do you think more or less tasty than a mouse? Do you think crocodile is more or less tastier than mouse?
Probably tastier.
Tastier?
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Pikachu has that electric quality that just, like, you get a little tingle.
Yeah.
But not everyone's going to like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, Isabel.
Isabel, a dog wearing clothes.
Dog.
As acceptable to eat as Fox and them. Maybe a little
Cute.
more because she's cartoony.
But she's also cuter.
That's true.
Yeah, I would argue like less acceptable to
Alright.
eat because she's so cute and so helpful.
And
Less-
tastier
less
because she's
metal.
not a cyborg.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like here?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
right.
Ken, probably.
Exact. Where do we put Ryu? Same guy, basically.
I know.
Incineroar.
Another cat. Another cat.
He'd be tastier than Mewtwo because he comes pre-barbecued, and he's doesn't have that horrible clone synthetic, but it still wouldn't be very good meat. I'd put him about on the level of Isabel on that front.
I would argue more acceptable because
I agree.
he speaks less than Isabel.
He doesn't wear clothes. He's a pro wrestler, though.
Yeah, and like dog fighting.
Yeah. Like, all of his movesets are based on wrestling moves and stuff.
But all he says is Incineroar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Piranha Plant, the only vegetable.
Oh.
Yeah. Extremely acceptable to eat.
So vegan
Pretty
friendly.
tasty.
Are
I
we
think-
sure pretty tasty?
I think reasonably tasty.
Have you ever eaten a Venus flytrap?
No, but I would.
Yeah, you would.
If
but that
it
doesn't-
was...
Oh.
I mean, he's a nice salad. I think he tastes neutral.
Listen, he's a carnivorous plant. That means he's full
Yeah.
of flies and spiders.
Well, you got to
and
clean
stuff.
that out
Yeah,
first. But
potentially
like,
meat.
Yeah, but even
when
so,
we eat Bowser, we assume that his bowels have been vacated, and we're not going to be eating a bunch of poop inside.
Okay.
We assume that his mouth isn't currently full of steak.
Okay, I would say but here's the thing. Even so, I don't think he would taste like much because
Yeah.
he's not because all the vegetables and plants that we eat were bred to be
That's
tasty
true.
to humans.
Yeah.
Piranha Plant is not.
I'm happy with his current placement.
Yeah, super acceptable to eat. Not the tastiest, but would be like put into like a salad and would be like a heartier type of
Yeah.
Okay.
salad.
Do we think we want him like down here, maybe just here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
That
I don't
looks
think Joker, another high
Phantom
school,
of the Paradise.
another high schooler. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played Persona 5?
I have not.
I don't know anything about it. He's just like
I've seen
kid.
Phantom of the Paradise, and man, I know that's not who he's meant to be, but that mask, he looks like
Yeah,
Phantom of the
I
Paradise.
love Phantom. Hero, is he another kid?
From Dragon Warrior?
So- I don't know.
Dragon Quest?
I
think he's looks like maybe a teen or a young adult.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that, I'm just gonna put him here.
who cares?
In all
Yeah,
these
maybe less tasty. I don't know. It doesn't look very tasty.
Are there other heroes? Yeah, here are the other heroes.
Yeah, just put them all
let-
less tastier.
We don't need to put them
Where
all
they
there.
go.
Let's just assume.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Banjo and Kazooie.
A bear and a whatever Kazooie is.
She's a breegull.
So not a
Canonically.
real bird.
No. Now, the thing about bears is they are one of the few omnivorous animals. And the principle I have brought up a few times of meat-eating animals tasting bad can be demonstrated very overtly in the case of a bear. Because if a bear has been eating a lot of carrion and fish lately, it tastes pretty bad. But if it's been eating berries and honey, it tastes kind of nice. And Banjo eats a lot of honey. That is how you get health back in this game.
So we're gonna say he's good
I think
Yeah.
he tastes at least pretty good.
and acceptability to eat.
Compared to the... I would put him on the level of Fox and them, like...
Oh, you mean?
In fact,
like,
on the
yeah.
level of Isabel and them in terms of acceptability. Because
Do they
I
talk?
think he'd be even more
Yes, they do.
acceptable.
They talk.
Oh.
Okay.
they do talk.
So like
And
here?
Banjo wears a backpack and cargo shorts. And he has a little sister that he loves.
Is he more tasty than pet pheasant? Do you think?
No.
Because there is a bird here.
Yeah, I don't know what breegull tastes like. It can't possibly be as good as pheasant, which is one of the tastier birds out
Okay.
there.
Like
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, that looks right.
That
Okay.
looks good.
Better than gorilla, less than pheasant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry Bogard.
Looks like he
cares?
tastes bad.
Yeah.
Come
just-
on. He looks like he smells like Axe body spray.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. Another Fire
Put him in the Fire Emblem pile.
this whole random pile.
Fire
I don't know who that is either.
Min Min, she's a cyborg who loves ramen.
Oh, she's from the
Arms.
arms game?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, okay.
she's
Her arms
just-
turn into metal springs.
All right.
So she is just a robot that carries ramen in her belly.
No, she's not a robot. I think it's just their arms that are mechanical.
Oh, okay,
right.
okay.
So in terms of tastiness, then I think comparable to Fox, maybe a little tastier.
Yeah. And more taboo, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think she's also a minor, so maybe here.
Yeah.
Speaking of minors,
Steve, another Jack Black character.
oh yeah,
Yeah, officially.
Um,
Wow.
he looks like you'd chip your teeth on him. He doesn't look
Yeah.
appetizing. The art style makes him look a little more acceptable to eat.
Yeah.
I feel like all of the Minecraft lovers would be like, no, unacceptable to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because you eat square pigs in that game, don't you?
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
just a he's just a dirty covered human, right? Like stylized human.
Yeah.
Because he is like vulnerable to explosives himself, so it's not like he's made of metal or anything.
Yeah.
So I would say like here.
The fact that he's made of cubes makes him a little less appetizing to me.
Yeah.
I think he's more acceptable to eat than most of the other humans because of the art style,
Ooh, good point.
as we've discussed.
Here.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Sephiroth is a god.
Is he
Or
an
he's
actual
Satan.
god?
He's like the Satan in the universe.
Yeah, but like so is the Emperor from Star Wars. He's still a guy.
No, but like
Yeah.
he flies around and slices galaxies in half or
Okay.
whatever.
All
So
right,
I'm
that-
guessing he must taste pretty good.
Probably super
I
acceptable.
bet the Emperor
to eat.
tastes. No.
Ooh, right. If he's like super evil.
Yeah.
But he is also humanoid. Maybe like here?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the morality on that? Eating the flesh of a demon.
I don't know.
It sounds like something that other demons would do.
Yeah. So then
Something
maybe
that
it's
would
not acceptable.
corrupt you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I haven't played any Final Fantasy. Also, my
No.
ears are popping for some reason. These I know are the swords from Xenoblade.
Yeah, I think this one is from Xenoblade 2. Also I said that like Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one, is like one of my favorite games, but I don't know if it's Xenoblade or Xenoblade. Anyway.
All right. I can't remember if Ganondorf is a Gerudo or a Gerudo.
I say Gerudo
All right.
or Gerudo.
There is a canonic pronunciation because some of the lines are voiced in the newer games, but I can't remember what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Gerudo.
So-
Yeah, I
Alright.
don't
The
know.
names are Pyra and Mythra. Are they swords?
Yeah, they're swords.
They're human personifications of
Well, that does not make them sound like I want to eat them if they're made of metal.
the legendary blade Aegis.
Yeah.
So they're a sword. They're technically the same person as they are the same blade.
I see.
I'm gonna put them in like here
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're acceptable to eat
because they're
somewhat.
not. They're a sword, right?
Yeah, they're not actually
Yeah.
like human. You know what? I don't know a lot about that. I haven't played the other Xenoblade Chronicles games. But I played a little bit of that one,
Yeah.
and the gist that I was getting was that she was a sword. Therefore,
Let's just put them here. Okay.
yeah.
Ooh, the Miis. So we have to
Generic
talk about
Mii fighters.
So we're gonna since we use them to make ourselves, let's talk about like how tasty we would be. So let's see. This one.
That's the Brawler.
This one represents me because I
I
have
think
black
the-
hair.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Lexi, where do you put me?
The Brawler. Oh, we're talking about them as ourselves, not
Yeah,
as.
yeah. Not
I was
as
gonna say
themselves.
like the Brawler is clearly the most ripped of the three, and Gates from there.
And I am
but-
also
okay.
the most ripped of the three of us. So. I'm
What?
kidding.
I
am
disagree.
kidding. I am kidding. Where would you put me? Tough questions.
See, I feel like you have to talk about yourself and how like tasty you would be,
Oh,
and we have to agree on it or not.
I don't know. I think I would be the same as Luigi.
Same as Luigi.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. This is Danny. Where would Danny go?
Okay.
Okay.
I
Probably
think
also
I would
the
also
same.
be the same as Luigi.
We have like the same like.
Maybe. I mean, I can ride a horse a little bit.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
So Danny would be less tasty because he's more athletic. Okay, where do you
Not
put
that
you,
athletic.
Lexi?
I am very athletic. I would not be tasty at
Okay.
all.
Oh, but you don't. Do you smoke?
No, I do not.
Okay. So
Oh,
you're
that's good because we were just shit talking.
better than Solid
smoking.
Snake.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Don't
here?
smoke, everybody.
Well, actually, not very. The metal people.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put it here.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
in like the final
Alright.
fantasy.
Let's skip over the ones that are just 2 characters, all the way to Squirtle.
It's probably same as the turtles, right? But like.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
come. He doesn't have the internal fire, but he will replenish your electrolytes.
He doesn't talk.
I think he would taste kind of watery. A ham.
Yeah.
He would. He
Maybe.
would not be as. I don't think he's as tasty as Bowser.
Have you guys ever had like that super kid ice cream? Or, I don't know what it's called, like superhero ice cream where it's all of those different colors.
I think it's called Super Kid.
Yeah, and like it's all of the different colors. You don't know exactly what it tastes like, but it's really good.
It tastes like insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Squirtle? I feel like Squirtle would have a much weaker and waterier flavor.
Yeah, definitely like not as like strong as that ice cream, but looks like he would, or this,
Yeah.
Squirtle would
He is
taste
blue.
like that. Yeah.
All right. And he is clearly pretty as acceptable to eat as any other Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right.
So is this good? I wasn't sorry. I sort of missed what you were saying. I wasn't following. Like this good? That lower.
Yeah, that looks
okay.
good.
I would make him as acceptable to eat as Pikachu.
Okay.
Not quite as tasty.
Ivysaur, probably disgusting.
Oh, Ivysaur would be nice.
Really?
In a salad?
It's a salad and it's meat.
Yeah. A meaty salad.
So like more than Squirtle or less?
I think
than
so.
Squirtle? Okay.
I think Ivysaur is one of the tastiest.
Charizard.
Charizard would have that nice smoky quality.
Yeah, like definitely like Chicago style steak.
I think it would
Like a
taste.
charred lizard.
Yeah.
It tastes a lot like Bowser, fiery reptile.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. But more, acceptable.
Yes, because it can't talk.
Okay. So it'll be like here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
They're separate. Whatever. Construction Mario.
No, that's not a separate character.
Do we want to do this version of Link where it's the green Link?
No, we can do Dark Link. 'Cause
Yeah,
no,
Dark
no,
Link.
Dark Link's just Dark Link is in game, just a different skin for Link, but the lore on him is sufficiently different.
What is the lore on Link?
In Dark Link is like when you're going into the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. There's this one like weird room that just kind of spawns him. So the idea, they never really explain what he is, but my interpretation is that he's kind of just this projection that the room creates of whoever goes in. He's not a real being.
So like not
But-
taste. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna add, in Twilight Princess, they use that type of character to explain the interlopers.
Yeah, they do. I forgot that.
Yeah, who are like suggested to be like actual like people. But depending on which one you go with, he could either add calories or you could have negative calories from
The same way
eating
Game
him.
& Watch does.
Yeah, exactly.
So if is he just a projection or?
In
No.
Ocarina, he probably
Is this the Ocarina
Yeah.
version?
I mean, it could be either.
Let's say Ocarina
And
version.
anyone who is watching this channel because they followed me from my old channel will probably know me originally for having read a Legend of Zelda fanfic called My Inner Life, in which Dark Link appears as a major villain. However, the story kind of goes out of its way not to explain or even hint at what sort of being he might be. It's weak writing.
So Lexi said we're gonna treat it as the Ocarina version.
Yeah, maybe acceptable to eat because people are like, oh, he has red eyes, he must be evil.
That's a good point. Also, might not be real.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, he looks like you would lose calories via eating him.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like here.
Possibly get cancer.
Not
Yeah.
as bad as the literal metal.
Yeah.
I refuse to rate the different outfits for Meta Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes exactly with the other trainer.
slightly above.
Slightly tastier.
Slightly tastier.
Same with Villager, but slightly. Where's Villager again? You're
In there
slightly
somewhere.
above.
Slightly above.
Literally same as Olimar. Alpha
Yeah.
same as Olimar. Slightly below. Ooh, all the Koopalings.
The Koopalings.
Do you want to
Okay.
rank them separately? Or do you want to just pile them on
Yes,
Bowser
they are.
Jr.?
They are different, well-defined characters.
Okay.
So Larry is the baby. He'd be the tastiest, but the least acceptable to eat. But still, not human. So
Okay.
Roy is the biggest and heaviest. He might be one of the less tasty of the Koopalings to eat.
Okay.
Wendy,
So more tasty.
probably on the tastier side. I feel like Iggy would taste weird and stringy.
Also a little crazy.
Yeah, Iggy's nuts. Morton is weird and
Compared to
look at
Iggy,
him.
where should I put him?
Would Morton taste better than Iggy? There's certainly more to eat there. He's heavier, but
He looks like he'd be more acceptable to eat.
yeah, I
It's
think so.
weird.
Lemmy, I think he'd be delicious.
And very acceptable to eat. Look at that face.
Yeah, he's the craziest one.
I love how we've revealed Danny's like lifelong dream to eat Lemmy.
Ludwig,
Ludwig.
I think he'd be about in the middle.
Okay.
Is a streamer though now on Twitch, so I feel like maybe a little less acceptable. to
Ludwig is a
eat.
streamer?
There's a streamer named Ludwig.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're saying
Or Ludwig.
streamers are an important part of well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if we know about them, then yeah.
All right. Well,
a
this is
little less
Ludwig von
acceptable.
Koopa,
Yeah.
not Ludwig the streamer. These are-
Alex. Oh wait, first of all, what the hell? Alex.
who are they? More Fire Emblem people? or-
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, we don't even. Let's just leave him be. When is
Zombie. Okay, zombie.
not tasty?
Acceptable to eat?
I guess. Well,
Wait, but is it acceptable to eat?
still kind of
Because
unacceptable.
I've
to
never
eat a
played
zombie.
Minecraft. Are they human zombies?
They
'Cause
look
it-
like them.
Okay, so let's assume they're human zombies. Is
It's
there-
more acceptable to eat one than to eat a regular human, but still
Yeah.
not very acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Definitely not tasty though.
Yeah, people would definitely think that you would become a zombie if you ate a zombie.
That's true. It's like here.
Yeah.
All right.
What the fuck is an Enderman?
Is it like a Slenderman?
Wait, let me look this up. What is an Enderman?
Oh, I feel like I should have played Minecraft.
When if they had Cuphead? What if they had Beautiful Joe?
They're all skins, so they're
Oh,
not
okay.
characters. Neutral mob, they can be found in there. What is
Also,
what kind of
Majora's
cartoon?
Mask.
An Enderman is a tall neutral mob? What the hell does that mean?
All right, don't worry about it.
Stop saying mob. Okay, what? I'll just put near zombie. I don't know what.
Sure.
Yeah.
Enderman sounds scary, so I assume they're bad. Majora's Mask.
Skull Kid. Skull Kid?
And he's a kid, but he's also like a weird forest imp man.
Yeah, forest imp potentially made of wood.
Yeah, he might be.
Might just taste like wood too. And evil.
Yeah.
But
Skull.
is it?
But an evil
yeah,
kid. So if they're an evil kid, that means we should give them like.
Well,
Yeah,
Skull
isn't-
Kid himself isn't evil,
Yeah, not inherently evil.
but when he's wearing the mask is evil.
Yeah.
Right.
So would would there be an aftertaste of evil?
That's a good point.
I don't know. Let's put Meta Ridley on there, and he is just exactly as acceptable to eat as regular Ridley, but less
Slightly
tasty
below.
because he's
Yeah.
he's made of metal.
Bomberman.
Is Bomberman a robot? What is
I
he?
don't know. I'd put him in the middle for now. I'm gonna look this up. What is Bomberman?
While you do that, let's figure out. I think Beautiful Joe is. I'd put him in here with the other cartoony guys. He's like pretty ripped, so he's not that tasty, but
Yeah.
a little more acceptable to eat. Cuphead would taste really. He's full of milk.
Yeah. Oh, we can't skip Sans.
No, we'll come back to Sans.
Sorry.
How acceptable to eat is Cuphead?
I don't know. Is he just a cup?
Yeah, well, you're probably drinking the milk inside him.
What is
Probably
cup?
very tasty.
If he's a cuphead, then he's probably. Wait, but we're eating him, not just the fluid inside him. So he'd be.
Oh,
what
that's
is
true.
Cuphead? He's a sentient cup.
Yeah, he's a little cup.
So tastes really bad because you're not just drinking. the
Yeah, what do you
fluid.
think? Leaving him here?
Yeah, but still like somewhat tasty.
All right. Sans would not taste so great.
Would just I mean, you could
High in
argue.
calcium.
Skeleton.
You could argue if you Oh, what's that dish where you like cut the bone in half and like you put it in the oven like that, and then you eat the insides?
The marrow?
Yeah, bone marrow.
Yeah.
I feel like Sans would taste so good if you like combined like, you know, a bunch of different ingredients and stuff.
Put him over here.
Yeah, definitely not acceptable.
You can make a
to
good
eat.
stew out of him.
And apparently Bomberman is a robot that wants to turn into a human.
Okay, so
I
he's
guess
not tasty. Somewhat acceptable to eat.
Yeah, but he turns into, so halfway through the game he becomes human, I think that's the deal.
I only played Bomberman 64, which was a very strange game that tried to tell this like serious, like Final Fantasy-esque story that Bomberman's art style is just not well suited to. Who's this?
I don't know. I think we can skip it.
All right, that's still a Fallout.
Isn't he just like a propaganda poster? Like he's just,
he's the bobblehead toy.
So,
yeah, so acceptable to eat.
I would put him acceptable to eat, but no taste whatsoever. So right in the middle, like absolutely acceptable to eat because he's not.
Yeah.
An entity. He's just a painting.
Yeah. Why isn't Gino on here? Gino appears as a skin.
I forget this character's name.
He's from the Yakuza games.
He's the same.
Or is he he from Tekken? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that Jin?
No, Tekken.
It's not Heihachi. Who the heck are these things?
I think it's Tekken. Kazuya.
Kazuya,
yeah.
Oh yeah, with his big stupid eyebrows. Are you just upset because your father threw you off that cliff?
Why are you so upset? Is it because your father threw you off that cliff?
Okay, so you know Kazuya. So where would he would just go the same as like Ryu and
he's a
Terry.
guy. He's ripped. He's a bad guy.
Probably not
Usually.
acceptable to eat though, because you know.
Is he a bad guy?
Is he a part of the Yakuza?
No, he's not. He's
if you eat him, they'll come after you.
His father was the head of the Heihachi company, the Mishima conglomerate. His name is Heihachi.
Sora.
Oh yeah, that's
Have you played
Sora.
Sora?
I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, but I've seen like clips of it and stuff. Sora would definitely not be acceptable to eat.
Yeah,
I feel like the
he's a
Kingdom
kid.
Hearts people would, you know, really come after you for that.
You know what? I'm gonna let them come after me. The very premise of Kingdom Hearts makes me want to stuff people in a locker.
Oh no.
What if Final Fantasy characters got to hang out with all my favorite Disney characters, like Simba?
I don't think Sora's a Final Fantasy character.
No, he's an original character, but like it's crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy, which makes me want to stuff people in lockers. And I am a nerd myself. But there are limits, man.
So Sora is kind of tasty, but not really.
All right, let's make him tastier.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Is this
Probably
like
tastes like
Sora,
Steamboat.
but in the art style of Steamboat Willie?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
All
that's
right,
the
then
bit that
let's
that's
not-
going
let's
for.
not-
All right, and what's that?
I think that's Doom Guy
You can play as the Doom guy?
as a skin. As
No
for a meme.
way.
All right.
Smash. I have never
I
played
thought,
Doom.
but Doom guy, like he has a face. He looks back and forth to the left and right.
Doom Slayer from Doom. Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
I miss
Doom
when he
Slayer.
had that little face and he was looking back and forth.
Probably
Yeah, it's a
tastes
skin
like
for Mii
demons.
Gunner. Yeah,
Has been like sautéing himself. In
That's
hell
true.
For
Oh,
a
that might
really
make him
long
taste
time.
good though.
that's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Not as good as, you know, suited Samus because
Yeah, no.
he is a male. And once again, if you take away one thing from this video, I really hope there's
All right.
not like a string of like serial killers, and then they go into their search history, and it's like our video, and it's like, oh, they went after women specifically because of what Lexi said.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Anyways, okay.
Are there any others we want to place?
I think this video is long enough.
All right.
I think we've made a good video. So once again,
Cannibalism is bad in
cannibalism
real
is
life.
bad.
If you, as we established in that Christmas one a few years ago, if you're in a survival situation, you do what you got to do to survive. But under most circumstances, it's something to be avoided.
That is correct. And you know what's funny? People are going to be mad at us in the comments, not for talking about eating children, but for insulting their favorite Nintendo character.
Putting all of like the Fire Emblem.
Yeah, they're going to, Fire Emblem fans are going to come after us.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
All the shit I've been talking about Final Fantasy
Yeah.
and Kingdom Hearts.
So, yeah, I'm Jimmy. This is Danny. And follow Lexi on, go back.
Yeah, tell us more about your channel.
Yeah.
Give us a final plug.
So final plug. I am Tweetsy Heart on YouTube. Go and look me up. I play indie horror games. Might be doing some stuff that isn't like indie horror later on, but mostly indie horror right now. I am also on TikTok if you want to go and check that out. I only have a couple of shorts of the games that I've played up on there, but and yeah, I also have the old Twitter, X, Instagram, again, mostly TikTok and YouTube, but yeah.
And is it Tweetsy Heart at all of those?
Yeah, it's all Tweetsy Heart there.
Great.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on my other channel at Mutant Museum, where I am currently reading the worst novel of the 19th century, Irene Idsley, plus all kinds of cool pulp adventure stories. And by the time this goes up, I might have finished Metroid High School. We'll see.
And I don't have another YouTube channel, so follow this one.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah!
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Later.
What are your Smash mains?